And we are coming down in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Getting Sports with Drunk. I'm your host, Cupcake the Riddler, and I'm joined by
Mark.
Sheen Mushwell.
Nope.
Smash Chris Massey.
I don't know why it's just funny, you know. And the Rat of a Red Baron.
And your name is?
Yeah, I wish I remembered.
Yeah.
You rat.
And no Chris Massey, but may show up. I don't know.
No, he's not.
Not.
He sent it.
So,
I know.
I mean, this isn't the answer, Mark. Sorry. We'll segue it. Mark and I, Bears and Giants fans, were wondering the longest streak of two non-divisional but same conference teams playing each other. And I kind of took like a back route to like finding out that they're not. But I don't know the exact answer. But like I'm just like looking at it from like you got to like just think of all the times that the think of all the times like how many years in a row did the Patriots and the Colts win the divisions? And so they would have played each other every year.
Yeah, that's true.
And the Steelers too. I mean, how many times did the Steelers and Patriots play each other? I mean, actually, probably not as consecutive because the Ravens would win divisions and stuff. But
Fuck the Ravens.
Soul's dropping in his 2 cents for the conversation.
Kyle, what brought you to that conclusion?
Just fuck them. Just like, fuck Arby's.
Why, you hating on Arby's now?
No, I'm just hating on what they're going to do.
Well, they
tonight.
are terrible.
Pretty good.
Terrible.
I'm
Better
going to
than
go.
that fucking sandwich.
Gonna buy
Enjoy
that
your elephant ear roast beef.
elephant ear. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
That's
Tough.
That's quality meat. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go out tomorrow and get that steak sandwich made of real
Eat it in the bathroom.
U.S.
My toast of excellence is at Arby's.
Oh, is it?
Is it?
Ah, look at that segue. It's almost like we planned it.
They just bought Buffalo Wild Wings for $2.9 billion.
Well, now, Kyle, in your professional opinion, do you think this impacts menu items on?
Yeah, they have the roast beef curds.
The roast beef curds.
I was actually nervous. I thought you said roast beef curry at first,
No.
and I was nervous
why?
because it doesn't sound good. I mean, I listen. I don't know for sure, but they could miss me on that sandwich.
Okay, 2 things. 1, nice way to dance around that.
Thank you.
2, the miss me with that comment. You shouldn't be allowed to drink that.
All right, fine. I've been revoked.
Fine, no drinking.
All right, good. I'm just going to move this a little closer to myself.
No, you can't have that.
Please.
No. Look, here's the deal. You can drink that, but if you do, that means that you can't have anything from my personal stash ever again.
Oh, all right. Dump it out. Dump it out.
Kyle, you know that Arby's bought Wild Wings in like 2018, right?
I got the thing yesterday. But good for them.
What do you mean you got it yesterday?
It happened February 2018.
But they need to know about it now.
It's like, oh, I just remembered. By the way.
It was a real Monday morning quarterback moment.
That's pretty funny, though.
I'm surprised Massey didn't catch that.
Well, you know, it's funny because I thought I saw something about it, so I was looking it up again, and I just saw the article was written in 2018. But November of 2020, the company that was created from that merger bought Dunkin' for $11.3 billion.
See? I'm not stupid.
Well, that's not even close to what you said, but
It is.
So we get like a bagel with cheese curds on it? Is
I
that
tell
what
you, it's a real LeGarrette Blunt move.
Hey, I was right.
Except this time you're 3 years late.
It's a roast beef, egg, and cheese curd on a croissant.
So to answer your question, no, it's not going to affect the menu.
Thank God.
But the roast beef, egg, and cheese curd will happen.
Actually, when did Wild Wings really go down? Oh, it was before then. We weren't going in 2018.
No, when they got rid of the 25-cent or 50-cent wings,
50-cent wings.
that's when it really started going downhill.
Oh, that's when it went down for us.
No, but
No, that's when the food started really going downhill. When we went there and all got burgers because the wings were terrible.
Guy who's not on the show, we may mention him time to time. His name is Vito. One of the greatest things he does at Wild Wings is he'll order like a beer or something, drink some of it, say he doesn't like it, ask for something else, and then still get the other one for free.
She's like, well, can you just take it off the bill?
Yeah, I didn't like this, so I'm not paying for it.
I'm going to save my $4.
or try to persuade the waitress to give him a kid's meal.
Yeah, that was a fun time.
And then not tip.
Yeah.
Like, she would do all that stuff, like, yeah, I'll bring it up as a kid's meal. Yeah, you can have the 2 free beers. I'm sorry you didn't like them. And then leave, like, a $1 tip on, like, a $9 bill.
Right.
I tell you what,
After doing all that stuff, though?
there was a funny thing that happened in Wild Wings. Is there's one time Kendall didn't tip very well. And I remember we all kind of called him on it. And then he's like, this will never happen again. The next week he left with like $25.
Yeah, that was a very changing moment for me. So I
And
made
now
sure.
he still doesn't tip well.
Now I steal from the tip jar.
The sticky bandits.
That's right.
Kendall's one of those people that writes, like, on the bill, like, oh, all right, so the bill was $49.78. Bad service.
Yeah.
Tip minus $47.78. Total 0. Bye.
Man, imagine just once you do like that cool like $1,000 tip on a card you know is going to get declined.
Oh yeah.
That's the move.
All of them. They'll all get declined.
Well, you figure like they're going to post that up.
Yeah.
Right then you're going to get the recognition.
It's going to say it was declined, though.
Well, no, it won't till later because the tip is factored in at a later time.
Right. I'll be on the Instagram posts, and then after
You
the
got
fact-
like 2 business days before that thing processes.
yeah.
Then you're in trouble.
Right. And later I'll leave like my phone number, 6 digits only. Pick and choose.
Try and guess.
Right.
Have an overdraft of $900. Overdraft protection. Souls, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking hazy ale. Sorry, from Blackhawk,
Out of?
Oxford,
What state?
Washington.
Nice.
You get what you get.
I have the corn bush light.
Nice. Kendall?
From Big Tree Brewing in
Western Kentucky.
Sorry,
Western Kentucky. No.
was there clear condensation in the way of you reading?
It was. It was. I'm having the Yacht Rock Hazy Single Hop Mosaic IPA.
Now that's the
Where are they
special-
from?
I'm finding that out right now.
That's the special beer you bought only for you, right?
That's right. That's right. I brought it with only myself in mind because I'm just a rat bastard. Now, you guys are welcome to have it if you guys want.
What is it?
Well, he needs his 3 ride home beers.
That's right. Even though I can't do that anymore. I really can't find where these guys are from.
Western Kentucky.
All right, well, for now, they're going to be Western Kentucky. Oh, I see a Vermont sticker. So that's good. So they're from Vermont.
It's a sticker?
It's like an etching.
So not a sticker.
The show doesn't move until you tell us where it's from.
I know.
Williston, Vermont. I found it. So thank you, Big Tree. I bought this, even though by tomorrow on Sirius XM, the Yacht Rock channel will be gone, and I'll be forced to listen to the bridge for months and months and months until summer starts again. But I bought this beer in honor of that. So yeah.
Nerd.
Must be nice to have Sirius XM money just floating around.
Oh, listen, if of all the rat things that I do, this I don't pay for. I am my mother's bonus person. So she has an extra
I didn't know
person.
Sirius was still a thing.
Yeah.
Didn't even know it existed still. I figured they got bought by like Spotify or something.
I think the company that owns Buffalo Wild Wings.
They bought it back in 2016.
Right. I listen to the roast beef channel most of the times.
Connecticut runs on Arby's.
Hear that sizzle.
Here on the Cheddar Channel.
I'm drinking one of the straggling bush apples.
Well, it's because Kendall won't give you one of the good beers.
Yeah.
But all these beers.
And now I have to have this expired Thomas Hooker To the Moon IPA from 3 years ago that he kept in his basement, but then went out and bought himself a nice 4-pack.
That's not true. That beer was here.
That beer is aged.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's aged.
That was previously in the PPRN fridge. I brought it home to keep it safe from unwelcomed guests.
So was it in your fridge?
It was in my fridge. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For how long?
I don't know. We defrosted the fridge, 3 weeks ago? Since then. So, it's been in the fridge for 3 weeks.
Since about 2018.
All right.
Kyle, toast?
What?
Did you already do your toast?
Yes.
Oh, we already talked about it, yeah. Man, that was a while ago.
Yeah,
Kind
we're
of-
kind of just ranting.
Mine is to Max Scherzer. 8 innings pitched, 13 Ks against St. Louis.
So
Good on him.
are you gonna toast him now because he's not a national anymore?
Yeah. That's about the long and the short of it.
Hey, you know what's really funny? One of Kendall's favorite hip-hop icons, Trey the Truth, just posted something 13 seconds ago. It was a picture of Arby's and says, "Don't ever go to this trash place."
Are you serious?
That's awesome.
And the sign says, "We have the meats."
That place is terrible.
Oh, it's so good.
My toast is to
Bark Hampstead.
Adam Hammies winning the 2021 Maple Hill Open in Mass. Minus 21. That's ridiculous.
It's average for them.
That's so ridiculous.
Especially because I would probably shoot more than a 21.
Yeah.
Mine is to the NFL Fun Facts page for their most recent fun fact, which I thought was very funny. That was, while the Mets were en route to their World Series win in 1969, the Jets were unable to practice in Shea Stadium where they played at the time. So because they couldn't find any other good fields to practice on in the area, they ended up practicing for 2 straight weeks at Rikers Island Prison.
Longest yard, baby.
You guys are douchebags.
I have some other fun facts after we crack our beers. Oh, Kendall, you gave yours. Yeah.
God, there's one hole there. It's just 380 feet straight over water. So I was like, well, I'll just walk to the drop zone.
Some other fun facts.
What do you got?
Aaron Donald and NBA point guard Trae Young are the same height.
That's hilarious. Because there's probably like a 300-pound difference between the two of them.
We talked about this one the other day. The Green Bay Packers have had 2 of the greatest quarterbacks ever under center for the last 30 years. And the quarterback to throw for the most touchdowns and yards in a single game over that span was Matt Flynn. Tom Brady is exactly double Zach Wilson's age to the day. Marshall Faulk finished with more career receptions than Michael Irvin.
Wow. Didn't know that.
Larry Sonko once got flagged for unnecessary roughness while carrying the football for stiff-arming a defender too hard.
Kyle has another toast.
Not a toast. It's Mark Andrews got paid. 4-year-56. Highest paid tight end in the NFL. Proceed.
At one point in time, the NFC East had more teams west of the NFC West, and the NFC West had more teams east than the NFC East.
Wait, what?
No NFL game in history prior or pre or post Super Bowl era has ever ended with the score of 14-8.
That's interesting. Just because weird stuff happens, it's weird that, that hasn't happened.
Only 3 players over the age of 40 have ever caught a pass in the NFL.
Who are they?
Jerry Rice, Tom Brady, and Brett Favre. We talked about this on the show before. Mark Mosley won the NFL MVP in 1982 as a kicker.
That still amazes me.
This one, I don't know why they posted this as a fun fact because it's just too recent, but one time, it says, a team was once up 28-3 in the third quarter of a Super Bowl and lost.
It's like, if you've never been on the internet before, here's a fun fact for you.
And, there you go.
I remember the Tom Brady reception, but I thought I would remember the Brett Favre one.
Shut up, Kimball.
All right, Kyle. I'm trying to make conversation.
I would imagine it had to have been as a Viking, right?
I think so.
You probably got a toss from who's your favorite receiver?
What?
Who was your favorite receiver on that team?
On the Vikings?
Yeah. You and Jeff had a infatuation with this guy. Greg Lewis.
Oh, yeah. I think he was on the Eagles at that time, though.
No, he was a Viking.
Maybe you're right.
He caught that touchdown.
You're right. I remember that. That was so funny. That was like the greatest moment of my life. Oh.
That?
Listen, this guy is a known scrub, and he has this huge moment.
So
there's
a
another guy.
catch by another guy is the best moment of your life?
Okay, listen, ironically speaking.
Not the marriages that you went through?
Okay.
What's the Kyle, who's the Tampa Bay Rays kind of somewhat speedy home run hitting white guy? Plays the outfield.
Austin Meadows?
Yeah. I talked to him too. He hit a game tying inside the park home run today in the 9th.
Yeah, I saw Nelson Cruz also had a Little League home run.
You did.
Wow.
It wasn't really a Little League home run. Alex Verdugo was blinded by the sun and dropped it.
Well, he said he dropped it and then he threw the ball into the dugout.
Nice.
Imagine being in the dugout. It's like, whoa! That thing's coming in hot.
I was like Kyle playing disc golf yesterday. Headhunting.
I went bad.
Kyle had a rough day on the course.
Did you play up in Southington?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that place sucks.
It's flat.
That's I don't understand why Kyle. All he wants is a flat course.
Yeah, flat.
And that's it.
Flat with no trees.
Yeah. He's looking to play at a beach, basically.
He wants to play on a real golf course.
That would be awesome.
Like me.
It'd be rough.
It's just far.
No, but the discs would skip a lot.
Yeah. So when one of the Fridays I was golfing, one of the guys kept saying to just bring out a driver. I was like, yeah, but imagine if you just hit somebody. There's no way anyone's expecting a disc. Like, fuck, whoa!
What you should do is take all the discs you don't use anymore and go skeet shooting with them.
Oh, man.
Imagine trying to fucking skeet shoot an understable distance driver. Well, you line it up and all of a sudden it just breaks left.
God damn it.
That's what the Ducks do.
Should probably talk about something like consistently for a little bit.
Hey, listen, we're having fun here.
I think we're on a roll.
Yeah.
Take a break.
Absolutely.
We have some fantasy work to do this week. Got to figure out a way to.
I think I just have to do it from the
Let's
computer.
say the pick'em's got to be done for the computer. I got to figure out a way to take the whatever mess Massey made with the fantasy teams and put them into a points total league.
Well, something I thought of is we ignore the head-to-head and just look at the points for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the head-to-head, whatever, and we just look at the points for. The only thing with that is we wouldn't have a playoffs. It would just be...
Well, we don't do a playoffs anyway.
Oh, okay.
Because it's just a whole year.
Okay, then yeah. Then that, I mean, that's
But
fine.
we'll see. But that's the thing, though. Is like we have because I don't think we can do it through the app. This is such an off-air conversation. I don't think we can.
Well,
do
there's
it.
other people having this problem.
Yeah, I don't think we can do it through the app though because there's not a way to set up a fantasy football season that lasts all 17 games with no playoffs. Because even when you do it points-wise, there's still a playoffs.
Yeah.
And it's just whoever scores the most points that week. Like if it's you versus me, it's just whoever has the most points, which is head-to-head anyway. But in the playoffs, for that matter. But so I don't know if there's a way to do it. So what I might do is we might just silence the league, just for ignore it, and then I might just just do it in Excel. It literally takes 15 minutes. I just got to make one worksheet and then just copy it 5 times. And just insert at the end of the year, I got to go through and put the stats in. It doesn't take that long. I did it for the baseball one. It took me 30 minutes to do, and we had those teams were bigger.
Nice.
Thank you.
Tell you, the team that auto-drafted
That
though for Massey's...
tasted like fish oil and apple.
Man.
Yep.
Why fish oil?
And I took a fish oil pill before I left.
Just because?
I take my vitamins. Take them at night.
Oh.
But I don't take them, I take them before I leave because I won't remember when I get home tonight.
Is that a new regimen?
No, I'm doing it for probably vitamins at night, probably 13 years.
Oh, I never saw you do it.
How often do we sleep together?
Well, if you were doing it before the show, I used to see you often before the show.
Yeah, but I could just walk into my room and do it.
I guess that's fair. I'm just saying.
All right,
I also lived in that place. So.
send them videos of you doing it.
No, when we did the shows at Maple, I would do it after because I was there. It's just like there's too much. I think about other things on the ride home. I think how bad our show was, what I could have done differently. I often come to the realization by exit 7 that I was great, everybody else was terrible.
It's not me.
Yeah.
It's funny.
By exit 9, I realized there's still stacker sauce in my beard.
It's funny you mentioned Maple. I was thinking about this the other day. We should just show up there one day and just do a show. If someone's like, "Excuse me, buddy used to live here. We need to record a show here."
It's in the lease.
Right. Yeah. Check the bylaws.
You know, Krug? He knows.
Yeah,
he knows.
He knows. He'll vouch for us.
I think Krug's in jail.
Probably. You know, Krug, man?
Bad dude. Hey, put him there.
I mean, that guy that just kept playing beer pong in my basement?
Yeah, you said it was part of the lease.
I'm starting to think you guys are lying about the lease.
Can I see this?
That'd be good. That would be good. Kyle.
You're just going to keep watching Gene Segura's home run?
Dude, I put it on for 2 seconds.
Who cares? You won the game. You need to watch the highlights?
Yeah.
Why?
But then I get to see it.
Or you have to make sure that there were real 13 runs? Oh, okay.
They're not used to it.
Yeah, just know they're going on a skid. They should have spaced those out.
We already went on our skate.
There'll be another.
Yeah, the past 100 years. Ooh.
Yeah, Ken, your Windows is updated.
I guess.
I wasn't expecting that joke from him.
Yeah, it caught me off guard.
The minute he started saying Windows, I was like, where's this going?
Your windows are open.
You left your car windows open, dick. All right.
Oh.
You guys want to talk sports?
See.
Sure.
Say it in Spanish.
Well, I mean, this is as good a time as any. The NFL season's upon us. Do our yearly season preview. Be super wrong about it.
I've been trying to find a website so bad. It has to exist. I just can't find it. Where you could go like week to week and pretty much do the pick'ems, right? And then at the end, it just tells you where you have all the teams.
Don't bother looking that up.
What?
You know, right? So like we have the pick'ems, right? And each week, I mean, we wouldn't go week to week on the show, but up front, you say who you think's going to win each game, and then at the end,
for the whole season?
Yeah, and then
that's how I do my pick'ems.
No, I know, but what I mean is, I want a simulator thing, so then at the end, it's you look at it and be like, oh, so I have this, and I have the Bills going, 12-4, and then it has like the divisions.
They can't go 12-4.
I know. This was a last year idea. Last year they could have went.
So like you project the whole season before it starts,
yes,
before injuries and everything.
Yes.
Who's going to win the divisions? What the records are going to be?
Yeah.
And then what all their wins and losses will be?
Yeah.
And then you see it at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys want to just take like an hour and a half this week, you could just send that over to me. I could put it into a spreadsheet.
But here's the thing: I'll lose track of it because I'll forget. Like, oh, I have the I don't know, whatever team A beating team B. I'll forget about it.
No.
Someone should just make it.
No, what you do is you just
call Mass.
What you do is like you just go week by week predicting all the games, and then at the end you just have the records. So then you go, oh, all right. Well, in my head, I had the Packers winning the division, but I somehow made it where the Vikings were going to win it. So you stick with that, or you go back and adjust games. Fuck yourself over.
I think it'd be a cool thing. So if someone could make that and send it to us, that'd be great. Well, there's no financial compensation.
Just knowing that you did us a favor.
Kyle will make you a chiking.
You'll get paid in exposure.
That's right. You could be the Pick'em's sponsor. How does that sound?
I've looked for it every year. It's got to be out there. But
it's not.
It is. I just haven't found it.
There, that's the spirit. But yeah, this Thursday.
This Thursday.
This Thursday kicks things off.
That's right, Kendall.
Kyle, you gonna watch the whatever person is performing before the game?
I'll be at work.
Oh, is it Swizz Beats?
Oh,
No, that's not who they said it
if we're
was.
lucky.
I think it's Bubba
I
Sparks.
think it's Ed Sheeran.
Oh,
Ed Sheeran?
I think it's him.
was he gonna fart in the microphone?
Bubba Sparks.
Listen,
pretty good.
I don't mind Ed Sheeran, but he's just going to come out and sing like a wedding song?
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not hyped up at all.
Guys, I'm coming out to really slow things down. Please look to your left. Grab whoever's there.
The opposing team, call it in the air.
We're going to get real intimate with it.
I don't know why they haven't done the. To be honest with you, I don't know why they haven't done the Bubble Bowl yet. They should do it.
Like in SpongeBob?
Yeah.
You know that's...
Remember when that was hyped up? What was it? What was the thing where like they were doing the SpongeBob performance thing? Was it last year? It was during the Nickelodeon playoff game, right?
I think so.
And then it was just a dud.
Yeah, I guess it didn't land.
Well,
But
they're doing it again. Don't worry.
that song that they sing, that's actually like a real song that was on the radio. I didn't know that.
Is it?
I dug pretty deep and I found that was
Are
like
you sure?
that's an actual song.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah. Listen, I spent a lot of time
Why do you
on
have
Wikipedia.
spam?
So, as a joke, Kyle said find the website. This was the first thing that could pop up when I... So, when I did that, it was just the first thing available, so I clicked spam. Thought it was funny, but Kyle didn't look, so now it's just spam.
What was the song from SpongeBob?
Hold on. Sweet Victory.
Is that what it's called?
By the Backstreet Girls.
Triple E? No, not that one, Ken? Guess it's not that one.
I gotta do some digging. You gotta talk amongst yourselves.
He's such an idiot.
Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate it. real nice of you to say.
Well, it says right there, it's written by so-and-so.
Squid and Fancy Son, blah, blah, blah. We all know that.
Look at that guy.
I found it. You know, just pick the winner of everything, and it adds it right into the division standings.
Nah, that's not it, though.
I know it sounds like everything I wanted, but nah.
Kendall, what's your email? On the air, please, so people can spam you.
KendallReed93@yahoo.com. Send me money.
So everybody in Finland can now...
No, it's New Zealand.
Sorry, they're the same place. It's just outside of Finland. So.
It's the Brantford of New Zealand.
Hey, Kendall, do you think they would shut our like stream down if you just played comedy bits?
No, Pete does it in his show.
But like we just sit and listen.
Oh, well, I don't know.
We do it like the Hannibal Buress like thing, where like we listen to it and like we. You ever seen that bit?
Talk over it.
Yeah. He did it with like the riff right thing. He's like, he just plays it and goes, and then I throw pickle juice on my sandwiches for flavor. I sent you an email.
All right.
See if this is what Monk's kind of looking for.
I just want to play the intro of this real quick.
Oh my god.
This is the song.
This is a real song.
Why didn't you just play the Bubble Bow version though?
Well, I wanted to show the real, you know.
Wait, that's SpongeBob.
I think I've heard this song besides that.
Yeah, probably.
I think it was in a Dr. Pepper commercial.
23 or regular?
Kendall, pull it up.
It's the sweet one.
Isn't Dr. Pepper 23 regular Dr. Pepper?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's a LeBron.
Were you making that joke? Or were you
It's
serious?
not, because it's a regular Dr. Pepper and a Dr. Pepper 23.
No, Dr. Pepper has 23 ingredients
Has
in it.
23
That's
ingredients.
that's the thing. It's like Heinz 57.
It tastes better with 23 on it.
Now it's a 43.
Oh, are you gonna watch that, Kendall?
I hope so. What
Oh,
is it?
Kim Kardashian's in it.
Yeah.
Guess what her dog looks like?
Ray J.
Well, he did hit it first.
Ooh!
Soul's nothing. I thought you'd really like
Shout
that.
out, New Boys.
New Boys.
Donda.
Donda.
You look better with the lights on.
Man, you have such a children's email. Why does it say PR like that?
I don't know. I think it's just Yahoo. Is this what you sent me?
Paul, that's yours.
No, that's his email though.
No, I know, but that's like for you.
Yeah, but that's because it's his email though. Like his email doesn't.
That's your photo.
Yeah, that he made. He hates me.
Brasser.
I don't hate you.
Click the link.
Porn.
Damn. Oh my!
All right. So you got the standings on the right, and those are all the games. You just click one to who you want to be the winner.
Let me make sure this is what I was
So
saying.
click the Bills beating the Steelers. And then did it change it in the settings right away? Yeah. In the standings?
Yeah, I want to know over
Yeah.
here.
There you go. Is that what you're looking for? You know what I Googled? NFL season predictor.
You know, I'm telling you, this is new.
That was the first link.
When was this
This morning.
made? If you scroll all the way down, does it say when it was copyrighted? All the way to the bottom.
Hold on. I got this
Get
JetBlue ad.
out of the way. See, 2021. This is new. All right.
So when's the last time you looked?
Last year.
He looked on May 8th of 2020.
Oh man. All right.
You can do it for the whole season right now.
That's not good.
Well, we could do that if you want.
For the week?
Will this save?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I didn't look that far into it.
Listen,
We can look at this. This says, I'm confused right here.
man, I really hope my boss doesn't go to work tomorrow.
So you can play around with this?
I want to do this.
for the whole
And
year.
I can't wait to be like, oh man, I have the Giants finishing third. Damn.
See, I couldn't do something like this because the Bears would be 17-0. I know I'm getting at least one division wrong.
Well, you don't know that.
I do.
You just kind of think it.
No, I know it. I feel it in my loins. So I think you can change the weeks, right?
Yes.
I mean, I'm not familiar with it on this. I've only seen it on the mobile site.
Sorry, I'm just not that bright of a fellow. I just gotta
Let's
figure.
say Kendall preemptively said yes.
Scroll down.
I mean, you have
There
to
you
be
go.
able to.
That was draft order. I don't know what that means.
Let's check it.
Let's just find out what it is.
Just click it.
Oh, up top, see where it says week 1?
Aha.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, what's the week 2 draft order?
I know what the draft order means.
Did it reorganize it? No.
No, because we only made one selection, so Bills are 2-0. Everyone else didn't play.
Yeah. Well, no, because the Texans are 1-0.
I clicked them.
Oh.
You think they're gonna win?
No, I don't think they're going to win.
Is there a place to, like, save it or whatever? Up top where the rest of the stuff was. What's that say? So, I mean, you can always look at, you can just, like, take a picture of the standings.
Yeah.
Go to current standings.
Kendall, I think you're looking for the I'm confused button.
I made that joke earlier.
No, you didn't.
I did.
No one heard it, so you didn't do it.
Play
Kyle,
the
did
tape.
you hear it?
I did. I'm on Kendall's
Fuck
side.
you, soul.
Well, thank you. Oh, buffering.
I
buffering.
lied.
You
Fuck
reali-
you.
I was gonna say, you realized the whole time before you guys got here, he was just saying that the Phillies
The Phillies are a team in the
are
NL
just
East,
the Arby's sandwich of fast food.
which is pretty good in my opinion.
Nothing. Nothing happened.
What about that permalink?
So I hit I'm confused, and it's like, do you want to leave?
Now, here's the interesting thing.
Mhm.
Kendall, do you mind hitting the baseball tab?
Oh, fuck that.
Close.
But .com wants to know.
Pro Football Focus.
I know.
You didn't.
It was a joke.
I'm glad he said it. 'Cause I didn't know.
Oh, could you imagine doing this for the... Oh, you should do this for the whole baseball season next year.
I could try it.
What's there to try?
Phillies are going 162 now.
Well, that's just not true.
Yeah.
They're way more likely to go the other way.
Not true. And Bryce Harper's going to win MVP this year.
Why don't we do the
But it would be like a pity
Yeah,
MVP.
Why?
Because all the people that were in the MVP race are all hurt.
But I mean, Tatis isn't.
He won for like majority of the year.
But he's still. I mean, Mike Trout wins MVPs when he's hurt.
Yeah, but he's better than him.
Mike Trout's better
Yeah.
than Harper?
Yeah. And Tatis. Tell me I'm wrong.
For 60 games a year.
Hey,
Listen, if they were all COVID seasons,
You know what the best part is, too? You know why he shouldn't have any of those MVPs from when he was hurt? Because he only plays 60 games a year, and they still go 30-30 in those games. So, I mean, realistically, what if they didn't have him, they would have gone 15-45? That's not that big of a difference.
oh, Kenny picked the Royals, huh?
Yeah, I got a good feeling about that day. I also have picked the White Sox twice on a Thursday, Friday.
They lost that game. This is the first game of this season. The season that just is
Oh,
happening.
I see what you're saying.
They lost that game.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll change it.
Dick.
Sorry. I apologize.
All right, so Mark, is that
yeah, really, really happy you found that. That's cool.
Took him 30 seconds.
Listen, it was just made.
That's
why I haven't found
we
it.
checked the date. You know, it's recent.
that just means that's when it was copyrighted. It could have been out there.
That's when they bought the URL. It wasn't there.
Right. They bought it from puff.com.
So should we have everybody do this during the week before the season starts?
I mean, that would be cool.
We can even do past seasons.
Oh, man, can we predict the 2016 season?
I mean, we'd be foolish not to.
For baseball? Oh,
Oh, man, they did it for us. Unbelievable.
well, it happened.
Yeah, but that's unfair. I want to be able to change the outcomes.
Actually, I'm kind of bummed you hit that season because I did not like that Super Bowl.
Was that Patriots Eagles?
That's Patriots Falcons.
Oh. No, it says it right there.
That, oh man, that one hurt.
It was great.
I would take that one over the Seattle one, though. Any day of the week. The worst part of this Super Bowl for me was Pat showing up kind of like late in the first quarter, hanging around.
would you trade the Eagle? Would you trade it for the Patriots beat the Eagles if it meant the Steelers beat the Packers?
Yes, I would.
Would you trade it so that the Patriots were undefeated in the Super Bowl if it meant that the Steelers beat the Packers and had one other Super Bowl win?
Yes,
I would.
You don't get to vote.
I
this
would
one?
not.
Yes, I would.
Kyle?
Yes.
That's an easier yes for Kyle though, because Kyle doesn't care.
So what would Tom Brady would be? What 10-0?
I think he'd have 9 rings.
Was he? No, he's got 7 now.
Oh,
7
that's right.
and 7 and
So
3.
he'd have fucking 10.
Ridiculous.
I mean, 7's pretty fucking ridiculous. Guy's got more hardware on his hand than the fucking Steelers organization has.
Did you see the thing? I mean, this was a few weeks ago, but it was something like Brady was getting whatever award, and Peyton Manning Peyton was getting some type of, and he like thanked his mom for costing Tom Brady 3 Super Bowl rings or something. It's like, if my mom didn't exist,
Was that the Hall of Fame speech?
maybe that's what it was. Hall of Fame, yeah.
Oh, because of Eli?
Well, it's because of Eli, and I think the year that Peyton won, they beat Brady in the championship game.
Yeah.
It is funny, though. I mean, yes, they are friends off the field, but it's like, hey, I'm Peyton. I'm inviting Tom Brady to come to my Hall of Fame, except it's, I don't know.
You're an idiot.
All right, so, Mark, what I'll do is
Why, Kyle? Why?
I'll send out like a blurb tomorrow in the text with the link to this, or tonight when I get home, and then I'll also do a reminder for the pick'ems.
The pick'ems
to be on the
I'll take care
lookout
of
for the
tomorrow,
pick'ems, and and then everyone can do this, and they can just like screen grab every week, or just the standings at the end.
Fun fact: the 2016 season was the last time the Giants made the playoffs.
Nice.
They lost in the first game.
What the Bears did that year? Last place?
I believe they lost to the Packers, and
No,
that's
they were
when
in the last place.
Odell punched a hole in the wall.
The Bears finished last that year?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was their record?
3-13.
Nice.
Enter Trubisky.
Good times.
Hey, could we lost the Patriots again?
Yep. Pretty much where that goes.
Hey, how many more rings do you think the Steelers would have if Tom Brady was never a Patriot?
At least 2.
Let's see. Well, we have to do some extensive research that I'm not prepared to do right
Well, see,
now.
here's the thing. You say that, though, but the Colts would also probably
I'd say
have
you
more.
still had the Colts.
The Colts were still also really good.
It's hard because the question would be if the Steelers just beat the Patriots in the AFC Championship rather than them not playing at all.
Well, no, because if Brady wasn't a Patriot, they don't go to that many AFC Championship games.
Well, yeah, you're right.
And seeing how it's played, they probably go to none. Seeing how things have gone.
Well, and here's the thing too. So where does Brady play then, or is he just doesn't exist?
I think Brady stays at Michigan.
For the duration, just
So
becomes
it's just,
He's like a 30-year senior.
I was saying, or he could be like the Lions quarterback, so the Steelers could just be in 14 more Super Bowls, but still lose to Brady and all of them. Then Kendall would hate him even more.
right. Exactly.
Not if he was a Lion. He'd still want all their receivers.
Yeah, and Kyle would just love him. I knew he was going to be a Lion. Just had Michigan written all over him.
Actually, fantasy-wise, I'm in a really good spot. Is I already have 2 Washington football teams, so now I just need 2 more, and then I'll be all set.
How many Chargers do you have?
So far, none. But that's subject to change.
I'll trade you 2 Chargers for 2 Redskins.
Sold.
So today was the first time I've seen Eric in a few weeks, right? And one of like the first things he says, he's like, "Hey, so you looking to trade anybody?" Like, I mean,
Kyle was doing that. Like, how can you be looking to trade somebody before anybody's even played a snap of football?
my thing is so like, me and Kyle had quick talks about like Najee Harris.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Listen, I can't do it,"
No.
and it's only really because he's a rookie.
Well, the thing is when it comes to something like this, the only way you trade a player is if it's like in Kyle's situation. Kyle would have to severely overpay for him.
Yeah. That's
Because
what I mean.
because he really wants him.
It would have to be like if the McCaffrey owner was like, "Hey, I'll trade you McCaffrey." Be like, "Okay, that's a safe." But to
What if he
trade
traded
him,
you Mahomes for him straight up?
I wouldn't do that.
Who's your quarterback?
Tannehill.
That's fair.
It's just, I wouldn't do that.
What if he offered you Mahomes and $40?
I would do that.
Kyle.
I'm good.
$45.
What?
It's a good deal.
Yeah,
Jesus.
football's starting.
Yeah. So we'll go to break, and we'll come back, and we'll break down the season on the other side.
Yeah.
Home of getting sports with Drunk on Monday nights. PPRN Radio. Home of the Peter Pinot Show. Peter Pinot Show. PPRN Radio.
Damn, where are we?
PPRN Radio. Always on, sometimes off. PPRNradio.net. PPRNradio.net. The station that's home with your wife. While you're at work, we keep her company. We keep her happy.
And now, back to getting sports with Drunk on the PPRN Radio Network.
Welcome back to Getting Sports with Drunk. I'm your host, Cupcake the Riddler. We're here.
Oh, man, I had to do
We can still say it.
No, because it was the point.
What?
Yeah, it was the point.
I got a screw over here. I'm going to screw you.
Yeah, that is going to screw you. Real good. So hope you're ready for it.
The GSWD screw job.
Not like you think,
Hey.
but exactly like you
Hey,
think.
I learned the other day, we've talked about him on the show. My guy, Zack Ryder, won a world title for some, BS wrestling brand, and then he lost it the other day.
Nice. Wait, is he not on AEW?
No.
No.
He's on TNA.
Oh, is he?
He goes on TNA, but he's part of, this GCW thing. And, he won their world title, lost it. So, shout out, Matt Cardona.
Big fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. We'd like to keep you up to date on our wrestling.
We should get him on the show. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know it.
That's the guy. It's a good song.
Oh, radio. Tell me everything.
So you guys ready to see Justin Tucker be dethroned as the best kicker in the NFL?
Is it by the guy that didn't even know he made the team on the Patriots?
Yep. Undrafted, out of Michigan.
He said he walked in, he thought he got cut, and they're like, no, you're in, man. Oh.
Why would he walk in if he thought he got cut?
Because it was cut day, and he thought he was going to get cut.
He was looking for a job on LinkedIn.
Oh, that's souls.
It's a true thing.
It is.
That's souls of
It's not a
mine.
true thing. He was on Indeed.
Indeed is such a weird website.
Mm.
It's like, hey, you put all these parameters in. Here's a bunch of jobs that don't fit those parameters.
I've put in some really obscure search terms. Spokesperson I use a lot. Because I like to be the spokesperson of any brand, of anything, honestly.
You'd be the spokesperson for the Baltimore Ravens?
I would. If I could be, yeah.
But you can only say nice things.
That's fine. Like Phil Swift, the guy who does the Flex Seal. If I could be that guy.
Yeah, but that's not what I said.
I know, but I'm just,
You'd be the spokesperson for, the Chipper Jones tour?
I would.
You're a traitor.
Kyle, it's what I want to be,
You're
all right?
a traitor.
All right, I'll trade you anything right now. What do you want?
Say Joe's.
I want your shoes.
Fine. Give me your shirt.
That's a bad trade.
I'm not sure for who, though. Because have you seen Kendall's boxers? Imagine what his shoes look like.
It's an equally bad trade. I mean, Kyle's going to be getting shoes too big for him.
With holes in them.
Actually, can I change my trade?
No,
Nope.
all deals are final.
They didn't shake on it. And the commissioner didn't approve it.
I'll give you.
They verbally shook.
I'll give you one more.
Can I have James
That's a different
No.
disease.
Come on, you said anything.
Nope, I was talking clothing and possessions only.
He's technically your possession.
Whoa.
We're going to have to move on.
Kyle, trade your boxers for his glasses.
Hilarious deal. Imagine him driving home with his boxers on his eyes.
God, this sucks.
You'd get pink eye. And Kyle, you would know what it's like to wear leopard print. It's a win-win.
Give me your
Win.
glasses.
Nope, Kyle, you broke the other one, so
I break everything.
it's true.
All right.
You know what's funny? This entire show, every 15 minutes. So the NFL season's upon us.
It is upon us.
Yep. I know. This Thursday?
Let's talk about dominoes.
No.
The board game.
It's not a board game.
It could be.
You don't play on a board,
Playing a table.
so it's a table
If it's
game.
made of wood, that's
So the NFL season's upon us. And, that's what's kind of...
Those gums mintier lately.
How do you guys want to approach it?
Go by division.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. We could
Do
just
north and north.
you just like
West
keep
and
this
west.
up and just it'll go down.
The 2016, 2017.
Well, the teams are the same.
Are they, though?
Well, actually, they're not. The team in Washington's different now.
Well, did they change the logo?
That's a good
Yes, they
question.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says
Yeah.
football team. Wow,
Yeah,
they
true.
backdated.
Oh, good for you.
Well, it's probably easy because it just made it.
Hey, can we see what it says for the 2004 Washington football team?
I don't know if it goes that far back.
Hey, do you guys also hope that they don't pick one of these stupid names they've presented and just leave it football team? Like, why? It's
this point-
Either that or the Washington Fitzmagics.
Ooh.
But really, like, when they first came out with the football team, I kind of laughed at it. But now I, like, don't mind it.
It says exactly what they are. No fanfare.
I wish it was Washington Team Football. What the fuck?
We got 6. Palmer. Me and Paul were invited.
Was this Tyler's draft?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I tried, and no one really bit on the 12-team thing.
Boo.
I'm in Logan's draft right now, starting at 9.
I really wanted
What number do you have?
9.
4.
Ooh, you're going to come in ninth.
You're going to get botched this fucking pick, huh?
I'm probably going kicker first round.
So this
Here's what you do. This is what you do. With the 4th pick, draft Travis Kelce, and then whatever running back is picked after that, try to trade immediately for them.
this draft last year, I did pretty well, and then lost in the championship.
Because your brother had...
I know it was Devontae Adams.
Which is, it's insane because you lost in the championship game with Alvin Kamara.
I had Kamara. But
That didn't happen for me.
It was a week that, Kamara put up, it was like 65 points, whatever, 70, whatever it was. I had Tyreek Hill, who I think only put up like 4, so that sucked. But Devonta Adams, I remember, had just as big a game as Kamara. Same, 60 plus. And he had somebody else, I don't remember who.
Nelson Aguilar.
You know how mad it would make me if I lost a fantasy champ because of fucking Nelson Aguilar. But it was funny. The matchup before, my brother, that's who beat me in the championship, was playing his friend who, my brother's team was done scoring. Going in, it must have been the Sunday night game. He was up like 0.8 points, right? And the guy who was playing had Eric Ebron. So Ebron needed 1 catch, and that was it. And my brother lost. And then he got hurt and was like out for the game early. So my brother ends up winning by 0.8. Scrapes into the championship and then pulls out the upset. Real bummer.
I wish I was in one more league this year.
We almost were. Then the fake storm came through.
Yeah.
We can
Kyle,
just make it a
Kyle,
league.
can you get 8 people together to make a fantasy league?
Yeah.
All right, make it happen.
All right. I'll let you know by tomorrow.
It's probably going to be most of the same people in our friend league.
No, I can get different people.
All the Cullens.
They're all pretty bad at fantasy.
Oh, actually, Kyle, just make one. Just pick 8 of your baseball kids.
Oh, yeah.
Sully.
Oh, get Sully's
Just spit beer everywhere. It's the guy who landed the plane in the Hudson, right?
Yeah.
So, football season's upon us.
We'll get through this.
So we don't have to spend an inordinate amount of time on every team, obviously.
Why? The Texans deserve all the love they can get.
No,
Nope.
they don't.
Yeah, you're right.
They're going to have the first overall pick.
We don't know that.
They won't because they don't have it.
Man, so who's going to get it?
The Dolphins.
Are we positive that that's still...
I'm not positive.
We can any chance you can pull that up?
I'm doing it right now.
Oh, okay.
So, Dan, do we miss Massey? You would just be
No,
on it.
you miss
Get
Matt.
him right here.
Well, I don't miss that, but
You are a...
Like, hey, I'm just
Good
going to
guy.
eat some Cracker Jacks during the show.
No, it's pistachio.
yeah, the noisiest snack bar.
Edamame.
Yeah, I couldn't even believe that.
That was so funny.
So I've got some
They
king
do
crab
have
legs.
their first round pick.
They do have it.
Yep.
So they're going to have the first
They
overall.
have one. They have a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, and a 7.
So, all right. Do you think Cam Newton signs anywhere before the
Yeah.
season? Like,
Before the season starts, no.
no? It's just going to kind of wait
He already
to
signed
see.
a contract with the CFL.
I did see a thing. It was funny that he signed with that was it Bishop's Academy.
I don't think Cam signs anywhere before the season starts.
No, but I think he signed by like week 2 or 3.
Is he? You think he waits till someone gets hurt?
Yeah. I think it's either her or somebody that like is on thin ice doesn't perform. Like,
Minnesota.
No.
Well, not that Cousins is on thin ice.
If he gets hurt.
If he gets hurt, or
He gets COVID.
it's the COVID thing.
Right. Well,
So-
no, but then they can't bring it. He has to go through COVID protocols.
Well,
to
I'm
come
saying, like, if they were to sign him, say tonight,
right. I
know,
mean,
as-
Like,
yeah.
I don't think a team's going to sign anybody in precautions of potential COVID problems because you're eating up a roster spot for something that might not even be a problem.
yeah,
But it's just like every team has needs, and to take up a need. I mean, they have a backup quarterback. Every team has an emergency quarterback. I think in this, I would be surprised if I think more than half the teams are carrying 3 QBs on their rosters.
Yeah.
I mean, like I know the Bears are, the Steelers are.
Steelers have 4.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of teams that have three teams on. Yeah, there's a lot of teams that have 3 QBs on their roster though.
listen, I wouldn't mind if the Giants brought in Cam. I think it'd be a smart move, to be honest with you.
I don't think he goes anywhere until at least week 3. Week 3 the earliest.
That's unless someone goes down.
Right, like I could see it being like an instance where, like, let's say Bridgewater goes out and lays an egg the first couple weeks. They already know what they have in Drew Lock, type of thing. Like maybe they bring in Cam.
I really do. I would love if the Giants went out and brought him in. And it's mostly not to come in and replace Jones, but it would fucking light a fire. If you have, a former MVP come in and he can replace him. I mean, from what we've seen, what's really the drop off? It would be. I think it'd be a good move.
The thing is like right now on paper, I don't see a place for him. I mean, so just go across the teams just real quick. So the Steelers, no, they're going to go with Ben, and if Ben doesn't work out, they're going to go with one of their backups. The Ravens are not going to bring him in. The Bengals, I don't know who their backup is. Like that could potentially be an option just because of the offensive line issues. But the Browns aren't going to bring him in. The Texans could potentially, but the Titans aren't. The Colts could be another one.
Well, the Titans could, if injury happens to Tannehill.
Who's their backup?
Matt Barkley. No, they cut Matt Barkley. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying, but it's like at this point with the season right upon us, your backup has taken team 1 and 2 reps already. Like they know the game plan.
Yeah.
Cam Newton is going to be an emergency situation. I could see the Colts doing it because of Wentz's injuries and all that stuff, like something like that. The Jaguars aren't going to do it. The Patriots obviously aren't going to do it, although that would be hilarious.
After all that.
Right, like the Dolphins are a dumpster fire at their own quarterback position right now, so they're not going to do it. There's talk about them trading Tua, regardless if they're real or not. I can't see the Raiders doing it. The Jets have their new young guy. The Chargers have their young guy. The Chiefs have an MVP. The Broncos I could see doing it because they know what they have in Drew Lock. Bridgewater, depends on what happens. I don't really know what the Falcons situation is. The Bucks aren't going to do
the
it.
Falcons' backup right now is Josh Rosen.
In my opinion, I think the number one, before the season starts, I think if you were to be a betting man, I think the best odds for Cam is New Orleans. Because after Jameis, it's Taysom Hill. And I mean, the Saints can say whatever they want. Everybody watched games with Taysom Hill at quarterback. That team can't win games with him at quarterback.
Right. And even though they say they're still in a way like non-committal.
Right.
It's just like, we had this option, but, we'll maybe play him 14 snaps.
They made the mistake of giving Taysom Hill the money that they gave him, and now they feel like they need to give him legitimate time to make it worth it.
They were saying he's probably not going to play quarterback. They're going to use him.
He shouldn't. He should not play quarterback.
Because they think that Trevor Simeon's going to come back and play the backup as Hill does the same shit he's done before.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like
the Cowboys could also be an intriguing spot for him to go to.
They came out and already said no.
They say no now, but if that goes down week 2,
they got Beneducci.
But Cam will be an emergency situation. He's not going to. I would be very surprised if he ends up on a team before week 2. But off what?
If by any chance.
But that would be an emergency situation.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
He's not going to end up on a team. But what I'm saying is he's not going to end up on a team until an emergency happens. I mean, Russell Wilson doesn't have injury history.
No.
Not missing game injury history. I mean, I'm sure he gets banged up, but like he doesn't miss games because of it.
Yeah. I mean, I think we agree that Cam will be on a team this year, and I think it will be a surprise no matter what,
Right.
wherever he goes.
There are those players. Like I think Cam will be on a team before the year is over. I think Le'Veon Bell will be on a team before the year is over. There's that list of players. I think David DeCastro will be on a team before it's over. Richard Sherman will be on a team.
Did Castro retire?
No,
He didn't.
The Steelers cut him, and he's going to miss.
I remember they cut him, but
he's going to miss significant time due to injury.
Oh, okay.
Which is why no one's picked him up. But like Richard Sherman, he'll be on a team at some point. Somebody will pick him up.
Yeah. Well, he was so weird because there was so much hype around him for a while because of his situation, and then it just died out, and then it's been nothing.
Well, Richard Sherman's big problem is that he represents himself. So Richard Sherman is going to have a lot more interest in what he gets, and the deal is going to be more complicated than a normal deal because he's going to, Richard Sherman knows he's not going to go out and get $10 million.
Right.
So he's going to want his $4 million, but he's going to want a percentage of jersey sales.
Yeah, he's getting a parking space. And
he's just going to. Why you got to make a joke out of it? I was serious. And
I know, but you're right. But
you took it too far.
Oh, come on.
No, you took it too far.
All right. I apologize.
The show was way better when Massey was sitting behind the table. All right.
It's good 3 times.
All right, so the Steelers. So, do you want to know the schedules? Do we want to know that information?
I mean, we could pull it up. I don't know if you want to read through it.
Well, I'll give you here. I'll do this.
They play the AFC West, the NFC North. They got the Division 3 times, and they got Buffalo.
We're not playing this guessing game because I don't want you to do that.
So I'm not.
Yeah, so they play the NFC North. NFC North. They play the AFC West, and then they play the Bills and the Titans.
Can you hit
and then
schedule?
I don't know who's your
I got
seventh.
it right now.
They're Seahawks.
And then so they play.
Oh, it's over there.
Oh, do you have them all up the schedule?
If you hit that schedule button, it'll probably make it look better.
We'll just do this for like the important teams. We don't need to do it for like the Bengals. So yeah, okay. So they play the NFC North.
He might fall.
They're going to play the NFC North. They're going to play the AFC West, and then they're going to play the Titans and the Bills, and then their 17th opponent is going to be the Seahawks. So you guys kind of drew like a short end of the stick on that one because your 17th opponent turned out to be a very good opponent. I mean, I don't know. The Steelers is tough because they're not coming in with a good taste in the mouth. I mean, they got the running back that they wanted. They moved on from the James Conner era. I mean, they brought back Juju.
Sorry.
Their defense is looking good. The offensive line is going to be a very big question mark. Every year, unfortunately, regardless of how well he plays, Ben will be a question mark with age and with arm strength and with health. And then you add into, I mean, you're going to be playing. The Chargers are not going to be a slacker this year. The defense is decent, and Justin Herbert's a slinger. You guys are going to have to play the Chiefs. You're going to have to play the Seahawks. You're going to have to play the Packers. The Vikings are not really an easy opponent to put down. The Steelers traditionally have their woes with the Bears. It's a tough schedule. I don't think their losing season streak is in jeopardy. I think they'll at least go 9-7. But I don't know. It's tough.
I think they win 9 to 10 games. Because they usually play up to their competition and down to the competition. I can see them beating the Chiefs and losing to the fucking Lions.
The biggest test for this, and we'll see it in the first couple weeks, is the offensive line.
Yeah.
That's going to be there because it's think about it. Before this season, you guys had a unit that played together for years, and you don't have that coming into this year. What do you have? At least 3 new players on the line.
Yep.
So I mean, it may take some time for them to figure it out, and they could, get better. But Ben is 38. If he's getting hit early, it could derail him. I think he could get hurt.
For me, I think the Steelers' entire season is going to be. You're going to know what Steelers they are by week 7. What side of 500 are
Thanksgiving?
They on? No, by week 7. What side of 500 are they going into the bye week? Are they 3-3? But because they beat the Raiders, the Bengals, and the Broncos, but they lose to the Packers, the Bills, and the Seahawks. I mean, if that's the case, then it's like okay, it's early. They're figuring things out. They lost to good teams. They beat bad teams. Good teams beat bad teams, and you got to beat some good teams. If they're 500 or above 500, then, they're still the Steelers that they are. But if they go into the bye week, I know it's only week 7, but if they go into the bye week 1-5 or 2-4, That could be a big problem because at 2-4, that means that you lost to either the Raiders, the Bengals, or the Broncos, and all three of those teams are bad. And I mean, the Raiders you traditionally struggle with, but you guys are significantly better than them.
Yeah.
Their defensive front is okay. They have a good running back. They got a shiny new toy at receiver. They have an okay quarterback, but you guys beat them at quarterback. Running back, I'll give it to the Raiders for now, just because I haven't seen Najee Harris play. You smoke them in receivers. Offensive line will go par, because their line's not that great either. Defensive front, you smoke them. Secondary, you smoke them. Linebackers, you smoke them. Coaching, you smoke them. Special teams, you smoke them. So, this is that time where the Raider thing needs to stop. And I think you guys play them at the perfect time, because you guys very well could be coming into them at 0-1. Because the Bills are going to be no joke, and it's going to be very interesting to see how the Bills.
And you're starting on the road. You're starting in Buffalo.
Well, the road thing for me doesn't matter as much for a team like the Steelers, because a team like the Steelers, to have the pedigree that they've had, even over the past 20 years, where they've only won. They've won 2 Super Bowls, but they've been to so many. You got to know how to win on the road, and they can do that. That's not the problem, especially because it's not going to be that cold.
And they got the Bills at the right time. Because they got the Bills at the right time.
Why?
Because, week 1, everybody's still starting to get their shit together. Maybe
it probably is a better time. Yeah, I see what Kyle's saying.
My thing is though is that you guys over the past 3 years now have really formulated your defense on a year in year out basis on how to contain the mobile quarterback that is Lamar Jackson. But Josh Allen's a very different type of mobile quarterback. Lamar Jackson is more of that Mike Vick, whereas Josh Allen is more he's like Mike Vick and Joe Montana had a baby, because he's gonna be everywhere, but Josh Allen is going to go shoulder pads first into Devin Bush or Deion Bush, whatever the hell his name is. Is it Devin Bush?
Yeah,
I know it's not Deion, but I know Deion Bush is another player. But I'm just saying, he's gonna go shoulder pads first into Bush. He's going to hit the defensive players just as hard as they're hitting him.
And not as a shot. I look at the Steelers this year is for as long as we've been watching football, the Steelers set the pace for that division. They have our whole lives. And we're starting to see, last year, they started off hot. They were what, 11? Was it 11?
11-0, and they finished 11-5.
Yeah.
And then lost in the first one.
12, yeah, because they won one more.
Oh, you won the last game of the season.
But
the Colts.
Yeah.
I don't think that they are the pace now. I think they have to keep up with Baltimore and Cleveland.
I don't think Baltimore.
But here's Baltimore can push them. Baltimore's not a bad team.
I agree with you, but from the standpoint of I do think Baltimore has gotten progressively worse,
which is fine. But they're still a playoff team.
No, so they're still a playoff caliber team. I agree with you. I think the pace is going to be I think that division is going to be super neck and neck, because I have now reached the point that I think a lot of people have reached, where I'm very excited to see what Cleveland does, but I can no longer coin them as a playoff team, or as a legitimate threat in the AFC, because they just something always works against them. They need to do something. They need to win the division, or they need to make it to the divisional round. They need to do something besides play 2-3 game above 500 football, make the playoffs as a wild card, and be competitive in that game. They were competitive in the game last year. They were competitive all year long, but at this point, they have, the Browns could very much so argue or rival the Steelers for best defensive front in that division, and the AFC for that matter. And they also have the talent at the wide receiver position to rival them at receiver and running back, quarterback from a different point of view, because Baker's a little bit more mobile, but they have all the tools, but they just have yet to put those tools together. It's an exciting thing. You want non-division fans want the Browns to be good, because they've been rebuilding all these years the right way, but it just hasn't happened yet. So now I need it to happen for me to buy into that.
Their secondary shit.
Just a quick side note here. the draft that I'm doing, Leonard Fournette just went in the second round. So
We have a
that's
lot of
cool.
smart guys.
That's cool.
Nice. Someone panicked that didn't have a running back yet?
No, the same guy took Kamara first overall. Oh, man. Thought Antonio Gibson would fall.
What pick did you have?
I had 6.
Oh,
I took Saquon first, and then Nick Chubb was there on the turn.
nice. So, for me, I mean, on paper, just looking at it, 10-7.
I agree.
10-7. The big question mark offensively is going to be offensive line, and then for me personally, the big question mark defensively is going to be
TJ Watt.
no. Why? TJ Watt's not going to be a question mark. He's going to be a stud.
Once he gets back onto the field.
No, he'll be fine.
Well, he's not playing till they figure out the contract.
No, but when he gets on the field, he's fine.
Yeah.
Like when he's there, he's going to be fine because there's no question mark there. It's until the contract's done, he's not playing. Like you know that. Like that's. But like when he gets there, he's going to be a stud. Can Joe Hayden keep going at the level he's? Because he was surprisingly just as good for the Steelers in the beginning part of his Steeler career as he was for the Browns, and now age is catching up to him.
Yeah,
Speed is diminishing as we see with these corners. Can he keep up?
Right. It's his twilight as well. Like,
Well, I'm saying, but can he keep up in a division that has very fast receivers? Because I mean, you look at T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. OBJ is not slow. Jarvis Landry's over the middle. Hollywood Brown, and then very fast receivers. Can he? I mean, his tackling is there, which is good, but can he keep up with them?
Yep.
So we'll move on to the Ravens. So the Ravens,
They're a tough one because everybody expects the Ravens to always be the monster team because of Lamar Jackson.
mhm.
In my opinion, I think he's taken steps back. I think team just now starting to figure out, hey, make him throw the football.
I don't really think it's that as much
His
as
passing numbers are good, Kyle.
They're not that good.
They're good.
What is his completion percentage?
I think it's in the mid to high 60s. His numbers passing are good.
I don't think it's as I don't think it's as much make him throw the football. I think it's more so. I think a lot of teams are playing him now where it's like don't make him throw the football. Lock down the receivers, shut down the run game. If he's going to run, let him run. But we know he's going to, so someone's going to be ready for it. So your job on this side of the field is you're gonna cover your guy and you're gonna the safeties. You play a 2 deep safety zone. All right, each of you on each side of the field, play your safety position. Make sure nobody beats you over the top. Keep an eye on Lamar Jackson. The minute he takes off out of the pocket, get ready to bite up.
Yeah.
And let him get 5-6 yard runs. But then when he doesn't get the 7-8 yard completions and Gus Edwards is it Gus Edwards now, right?
Yeah.
Who's the other guy that got hurt?
J.K. Dobbins.
Dobbins. Like Gus Edwards is averaging 2 yards per carry because they're stuffing him at the line of scrimmage.
We've said it, I think, the last 2 years during the NFL draft shows. The Ravens are doing him a huge disservice by not getting him a true number one receiver.
They're getting him speed threats. They're getting him people because what they're doing is what they want Lamar Jackson to be a Madden quarterback. That's what they want him to be. They want him to be the guy where he takes the snap and immediately rolls out right or left to pose the threat of running to open up the deep ball threat.
It's that run and gun.
And teams aren't going to bite because in the NFL, it's not like Madden where like the minute someone moves from their designated position, everyone runs to it. In the NFL, you will give up the 7-yard quarterback run from anybody, even Tom Brady, to make sure Mike Evans doesn't get a 65-yard catch.
And then the Ravens...
And because Hollywood Brown will burn your guys. He will. Hollywood Brown will burn every defensive back in this league. He has the speed to do it.
And then the number one pick got hurt. He's out for the first 4 or 5 weeks. And then they completely lost their entire linebacking core.
The year that Metcalf came out, because I know he was a 2nd-round pick, right?
Last pick in the 2nd round.
Yeah.
What did the Ravens do that year? Was that
That was Patrick McQueen in the
Queen
first round.
And J.K. Dobbins in the 2nd.
Yeah.
Okay. Because again, I think that type of is like the perfect receiver to put with Lamar
But the
Jackson.
thing is, though, is that's an armchair quarterback move.
Oh, absolutely.
Not because of the success he's had, but there was a lot of fear around picking DK
Oh yeah,
Metcalf
absolutely.
in that draft.
That's right. But I'm saying that type of the guys. That's why he's the perfect receiver for Seattle. Russell Wilson loves to just throw it deep, You just catch it.
If a contract can't get done, you know who I see being the best receiver option for him? Allen Robinson.
Yeah.
A possession guy, someone that's going to run his route and he's going to make the catch. If you put the ball within his wingspan, it's going to be caught.
And then, like right now, are you afraid of the Ravens' run game?
Kind of, because Gus Edwards isn't a bum, and Lamar can still run.
That's not like I'm talking about like the running backs. Not
So the running. I mean, again, am I afraid of Gus Edwards? Like I'm afraid of Nick Chubb and no. But Gus Edwards isn't just some.
Gus Edwards is probably going to do is the majority of his damage on shovel passes. Shovel passes and little pitches. Oh. That's what I envision. Gus Edwards will make his season off shovel passes and little things. The Ravens are tough. Is this the Ravens schedule?
Yep.
So the Ravens lead off with Oakland?
Yep, Oakland, Kansas City follows.
And they got Detroit.
Detroit, Denver. So they got a pretty easy first part of the schedule before their bye. But then they come out and they play Minnesota, Miami, Chicago, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Green Bay. So they got a rough 5-game stretch there. Because that's the thing, is like the Bears will always play those. They always, for whatever reason, they always play interconference teams really tough. I don't get it.
But like Denver's not going to be as bad as people think.
They are.
Denver's not going to be good
On the defensive side of the ball?
Okay, but
But defensively,
cool.
they're what, average?
But Denver's defense is going to be good enough where they're going to hold elite teams to field goals, and then they're going to beat you 18-0 on field goals. Because their offense isn't going to get anything done. Who's their best weapon on offense? Jerry Jeudy?
That or Cortland Sutton.
Two real, like, still unproven commodities in the NFL.
Now, Sutton I do like. But
he's still an unproven commodity.
But what I mean is he's coming off he had a season-ending injury last year. And I like Bridgewater, but what has Bridgewater done?
Well, he's coming off of a season-ending injury with a new quarterback. That's a completely different scheme fit. And they have no run game. Who's their running back? Melvin Gordon? Is that their one?
Yeah.
They have
they do have they drafted a kid in the first round, right? And I think he's going to end up being pretty good, but that may be a second half of the year type deal.
Right.
I don't think they're not going to win, 7-8 games, but
well, Denver is off the list. We don't have to review them now. Glad we could nail that out of there. But the Ravens are tough. I could see the Ravens going 7-10, and I could see them going 11-6, somewhere in that window, somewhere on like a plus 2 minus 2 of 500.
Yeah, well, it's just we'll probably cover other teams in the division, but I think for like the Ravens and Steelers, for all the divisions in the North, I could see them splitting. Oh, that's certainly in their brand right now. Like that's.
What you mean, like Cleveland going 1-1 against Pittsburgh, 1-1 against the Ravens?
Yeah, all the teams do. It just seems like kind of wherever all the teams are at right now.
No, I could see that. The thing about the Ravens is going to be, are they going to be within striking distance, or either within striking distance, or are they going to be trying to fend off other teams in the division? Because they have a very rough stretch from 12 to the end of the season. They got to play Cleveland and Pittsburgh twice, and they got to play the Rams and the Green Bay. And the Rams, I think it'll be very hard set to. I think it'll be very hard set to believe that the Rams or anybody in the NFC West is going to have that division locked up before the last game of the season. Because when healthy, the 49ers defense is no fucking joke. That's a fucking real deal. The Cardinals have gotten better every year, and then we know what the Seahawks are and we know what the Rams are. So they're going to be fighting tooth and nail for every game, all 17 of them. The Bengals will love to be playing upset that week. Green Bay is going to be fighting for seeding at that point. Cleveland and Pittsburgh are going to be fighting for division. They have a very tough stretch after they play Minnesota and Miami. Week 11 through week 18 are going to be very tough for them. And I could very easily see them going 2-6 in that stretch.
Even week 10 not.
No, I mean they have a good defense. Minnesota has a good defense. Minnesota's got threats offensively. They drew a very unfortunate stick the way their schedule rolled out for them. Because I could very easily see them going into their bye week with one loss, and that being to the Chiefs. But then they got to come out and face a lot of playoff caliber teams.
Miami, I think we're going to see them this year.
We'll save it for Miami.
Oh, sorry.
I predicted the Ravens plus minus of 2 around 500.
I think they go 8-9. That's my guess.
I said somewhere between 7-10 and 11-6. Somewhere in that.
That's.
ballpark.
I think they get at least 10. So I put a 10-7 range.
All right, so we don't need to go into depth about the Bengals, but we can. The Browns are worth doing. So, the Browns. I mean, the biggest question mark with the Browns is the same biggest question mark they've had every season. What's OBJ going to do if he plays?
That, and are we going to see the same Baker Mayfield, or are we going to see the Baker Mayfield of the last couple of years before last year?
Well, he's kind of been in an alternating thing where he was like good, then he wasn't, then he was kind of good, then he wasn't.
Well, this is a bad year then.
I hope not. Because I do like Baker Mayfield a lot. I think he's talented. The pieces around just got Odell's got to stay healthy. I think he's got a stud at running back and a really good number 2 running back.
He's got good receivers, but him and OBJ have to get on the same rapport.
Yeah.
Him and OBJ have to get on the same. And I don't think their tight ends are slouches either. They got decent tight ends.
Is Njoku still there?
Yeah, it's Njoku and Bryant. The offensive line's been improving every year.
Yeah.
The defensive front is really good. The secondary is not.
The secondary is just kind of like the corners are okay. Because like Denzel Ward is very good.
But after that, it's not.
Who's it? Is it Greedy Williams?
No, they signed somebody from the Rams. I forgot who it was.
Rogers Cromartie.
Take Troy something.
Palomalo.
No.
Just teeing him up for him.
I mean, the Bengals have in my opinion, they have the very most favorable schedule out of the 3 teams we've covered in this division.
The Browns, you mean?
That's what I meant, the Browns, sorry. Like, I mean, they start off tough against Kansas City, but then Houston is a very winnable game. Chicago is winnable. Minnesota's winnable. Chargers are still winnable for them. That'll be a tougher one, but it's winnable. Arizona, again, that's a coin toss. They should be able to beat Denver. Pittsburgh will be tough, but then they get the Bengals, and then they get the Patriots, and then they get Detroit. So they get kind of like an easier 3-game haul there before they got to go on the road to Baltimore. Then they come out of their bye week against Baltimore, but then they get a lax, no game is lax. Everybody's a threat in the NFL. But then, you dumb it down to Vegas. Then you go back up to Green Bay and Pittsburgh. And then you get to finish it off against the Bengals. So, week 17 or week 18, if you're playing for something, it's nice to have that game against somebody that's probably very beatable.
Yeah.
Does that say, for the Raiders game, does it say to be determined?
I don't know what that means.
So they just don't have that game scheduled for, a time?
Either that or they think they might have to flex it.
I was going to say, is it towards the end of the year?
Yeah, but they don't do that.
Well, they never say they're going to flex it. It just happens.
They still have times. They still have, a 1 o'clock on CBS or whatever.
They might be in Mexico.
Yeah, that's true. They can always do something like that.
That's the only thing I can think of is Mexico.
I've never seen that.
Because when they flex games, they still have times. Because they have to swap with somebody. You don't just go, oh, hey, we might need to flex.
Right.
Also, they're not going to flex.
Without the snap of having played.
No one's looking at the schedule and being like, Raiders-Browns is probably the game we're going to need to flex. That's the game America's going to need to see.
Right, the Browns have to go they went for 3 games.
Yeah, the Browns are tough. Well, not tough, but I can see them being very good, and I can see them taking a step back because of you don't know what Baker you're going to get, and the corners are lacking. I think they're going to give up a lot.
Baker's on a contract here too, right?
Yeah.
Did he get extended?
I'm sure.
I don't think so. I don't think he did yet.
This is year 4, right? This is 4 or 5.
He came in the year after Trubisky.
2018, so no, not his contract year.
Who was the number 1 pick the year Trubisky was taken?
Myles Garrett.
No.
So, it wasn't?
No.
I think it was. It was
Myles
Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett's only been in the league 4 years.
It was Myles Garrett.
Really?
I'm almost certain.
Hold on.
Well, while looking it up, I think out of the teams mentioned so far in the North, I think the Browns have the most.
Yeah.
He's only been in the league 4 years. That's it?
This is his 5th, yeah.
That's it?
But would you agree or disagree? I'm just curious. The Browns have the most coastable schedule out of Pittsburgh and Baltimore that we mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the Browns out of those three teams in the AFC North, they're the least likely to fall into a rut of losing games just due to the way the schedule is built for them. Their schedule is much easier than the other two teams because they have those non-playoff team
Their Week
breaks.
17 opponent, the Cardinals, or like the extra game.
Yeah, because your whole division's playing the NFC West.
Okay. Man, either way, whoever draw any of them are in rough shape.
Yeah. Like realistically, I mean, it sucks that it's a road game, but I'm really glad the Bears drew the Raiders and not the Chiefs. I wonder who got the Chiefs. They probably gave it to the Packers for ratings.
Yeah.
We're about to find out. No,
So-
but the Browns' schedule is not terrible, but it's not the easiest either.
I think that this is a division where I think all three teams could finish with 10 wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I think it'll play out. We could see, because football has the 2 wild cards, right?
Yeah.
3.
3.
Well, yeah, the way they're doing it now with the...
Oh, that's right. So,
only one team gets a bye.
So we can see,
All 3 of them.
all 3 of these teams in the playoffs.
We did last year, didn't we? No, Baltimore missed it.
Baltimore missed it.
Cleveland beat, Cleveland.
No, I think Baltimore made it. Didn't they play the Titans?
Yeah,
So all 3
all
went?
3 made it.
And the Steelers played the Browns.
Yep.
Not a good game. Not a good game.
Moving on.
All right, so let's go. All right, so
Well, hold on. The Bengals. They got Joe Burrow.
We're not the Bengals are in the rebuild, and Joe Burrow's going to get hurt again.
Jamar Chase. Yeah.
Jamar Chase has looked terrible in preseason.
It looks real bad.
Fucking.
I tell you what,
Anything
I know
with
you
the
guys didn't get it, but Kyle and I got Madden. It is so fucking annoying. Not the game. Watching your fucking number 4 on defense making a play. It's so ugly watching these number changes. It's so ugly. It's just so annoying.
Yeah.
Who was it? Is it the Atlanta Falcons that did it? I think it's the Falcons. There's one of the teams in the NFC. I think it was the Falcons. Their secondary, their corners are 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's just so gross.
Yeah, I don't like it.
And you'll never see a kicker change his number. Let's see a kicker become 83.
Yeah.
Get behind that.
Or
All
quarterback. 42.
All right, so let's move on. Let's go to the AFC East. Let's just bang out the AFC. I mean, realistically for the AFC, we're really only going to talk about 2 teams.
Quick question for the room. Lamar Jackson or Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
Kendall?
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson. Take him. Lamar Jackson. Don't go Aaron Rodgers. Don't do it. The last time Kendall picked a Packer, remember that.
He got fat.
So, Mac Jones' time is now.
No, we're going to lead off with the Bills.
Yeah, no,
He was on the Patriots.
well, I just clicked the Patriots to get to the Bills.
All right, so Buffalo, I mean, Miami took a lot of strides last year, but I still think it's fair to say Buffalo is the
Favorite.
heavyweight in that division.
They got a tough schedule, too.
They got a tough schedule, but
Kind of. Play the AFC South.
yeah, the last 4 games are very coastable. I mean, really, honestly, from week 9 on is pretty coastable with the exception of Tampa.
So I think last year Buffalo finally had the season that us as fans wanted. Like they had like that dominant performance. Now they have a very favorable schedule. Do they build on that?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's tough. It's hard because Buffalo is going to be in that situation that, like, Buffalo's in that situation that, like, kind of like Green Bay was in for a little while, or like other teams like that, where it's like, it's hard for them to build on it because the only way the Bills are really going to be able to build on it is by postseason success.
Mm-hmm.
Like, looking at their schedule, looking at the other teams in the division, I can't foresee a situation where Buffalo doesn't get 11 wins. I mean, minimum. Pittsburgh will be tough. Washington will be tough. Kansas City and Tennessee will be tough. They could very well go into this bye at 2-4, and people will be panicking. Then they come out and play Miami, but then they have Jacksonville, the Jets, the Colts, the Saints, the Patriots. They have Carolina, the Patriots, the Falcons, and the Jets, and then also the Bucks in there to round out the rest. I mean, those are all they could very easily go on a 9-game winning streak to close out their fucking season. They could go into their bye at 2-4 and still finish with 12 wins.
Well, they can go into the bye 0-6. I think they can still win the division. But I don't have any faith in any of those teams.
It's very important to note that they also have a TBD versus the Panthers.
Is it the same week?
Yeah. I think so.
It must be something. It must be
something random.
Yeah.
So it's like no division game is easy.
I mean, it's the week before Christmas.
Yeah, I don't know.
No division game is
But
easy.
still, they always have it.
No, I know it's just strange. I'm sorry, Kyle. We did that to you twice there.
Yeah, sorry.
Anyway, football kicks off this week.
It's just weird how they would have.
I'm going to lose.
We do it to you all the time.
And I always forget what I'm going to say.
So say it.
So Miami. Anybody? No?
I really wish he forgot it then.
Yeah.
Do it to himself.
Look, I do think Miami can play with them. I do think the Bills win one of those two games, at least.
Miami has a formidable receiving core, and they have a good defense.
Yeah.
And a kicker that gets pretty accurate from 45
Like Xavier Howard could lock up Diggs if, he wants to play that week.
Mm-hmm.
But just, again, it's going to depend on what week Xavier Howard wants to play, because he's a bitch.
Good insight.
Yeah, thanks. But, it also going to depend on two.
Yeah.
So,
which I have not impressed.
I'll wait till we talk about Miami.
Yeah. Buffalo, I mean, I don't think there's any question marks. I mean, the biggest question mark on offense is the running game. They've yet to, in the Josh Allen era, put out somebody that is going to get them 700 to 800 yards guaranteed on the ground. And with Josh Allen, the quarterback, all you need is 700-yard rusher. You don't need a 1,000-yard rusher. Because Josh Allen's going to make up that other 300 with his legs. So you need a 700-yard guy. They haven't shown that they have it. They did get better. I mean, we'll see what happens with Cole Beasley with the whole COVID thing and everything. That's been a big hot topic for the Bills. But they did bring in Emmanuel Sanders, who could be a very, dark horse, MVP candidate for that team.
Well, the guy that people are raving about is Gabe Davis.
Yeah.
He can easily take over.
The running back is the only question mark on the offense of that team. Because the offensive line, with somebody like Josh Allen, the offensive line doesn't have to be 7 out of 10. It can be 6 out of 10. Because Josh Allen is not only mobile, but he's also tough. Josh Allen can take the hits to shake them off and keep going. Defensive, the secondary will be the question. It's not bad, but it's not the best like it used to be. Right. It's not it used to be the other way around. Back when the Bills were non-competitive, the secondary was lights out, and the defensive front was garbage. They couldn't get a sack to save their lives, but they had, that was back when it was T.J. Ward and Jarius Byrd. They both left the Browns and the Bills, and then were garbage after. But I don't know. I see the Bills winning 12 games.
Yeah,
12, 13 games.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I think 11 is their floor.
Yeah, I think 11 is their floor, and I think 15 is their ceiling. Because, I can see them beating the Steelers week 1. I can. The Chiefs will definitely be tough. I can see them handling business in Washington.
I can see them losing a game to Indianapolis, because it is a conference game. And
the Bills also do that weird thing sometimes where they're like, hey, we're only going to score 6 points today.
Right, I could see them dropping a goose egg to Carolina. They do that, but I think their ceiling is 15 games.
Man, we're gonna be able to watch the Titans and the Patriots.
What?
I don't know. I'm looking at the ESPN games.
Okay.
Get stoked, guys.
All right, so let's go to Miami.
Miami. They got a great kicker.
They do have a good kicker, good defense when the players want to play.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: the Dolphins do this thing where they get to the 37-yard line, and then they just stop moving the ball, and then they have to result into
it's
a
like the Steelers inside the 20.
Yeah, but a couple years ago. Now they're all right with it. Doesn't make any sense. But the Dolphins do literally they get to the 35-yard line and then they just fade out.
Yeah,
they have to kick a 50-yard field goal. It's I don't think and Tua doesn't like throwing to fucking Devontae Parker.
The Dolphins can be, for me, the Dolphins really, there's a lot of question marks on the offensive side of the football, but they could very easily skate their way into being a wild card team. They have an easy schedule. The AFC East in general has an easy schedule.
They have the Giants.
Okay.
Very easy schedule.
Because they play the Giants?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was looking for a better thing out of him.
Yeah, but yours wasn't that funny, so.
Yeah, you're also a douche.
The Dolphins, I mean, I don't think they're going to be anything to. I don't think they're really going to be a threat at all. But I could see them squeaking a wild card out because of how easy the schedule is.
They could also take a big step back.
Oh, they could 1,000%.
Because last year they were fun to watch because they got so much better.
Yeah, I think the expectation for them is second in the AFC East, but I could see, especially with a healthy defense, I could see the Patriots climbing back up into second in the AFC East.
A lot of boring games.
Yeah,
that's how the Dolphins got to win games, though.
right.
They gotta be boring.
Yeah. I don't know. I think their ceiling is
10.
Nah, I would say 12 based on the schedule.
All right.
Talent 10, but schedule 12.
And the floor, I give them 7 or 6.
I mean,
they could also lose all those games.
I think that I think they're on the plus side of 500. I think they finished 9-8. I think they could go 9-8, no problem. It's just a whether matter of they could squeak out the wild card or not, based off of ease of schedule.
What do you want to talk about the Dolphins?
So, the Dolphins, to me, created a problem that didn't need to exist. Is that they're, like, publicly trying to get Deshaun Watson. When you just drafted Tua, you just handed this kid the ring, and now you're like, nah, we might not really want you here.
Brian Flores keeps saying that Tua's their guy.
Yeah, but...
And I don't think he wants
the GM and ownership is saying otherwise.
Well,
and they make the decisions.
Realistically, Deshaun Watson would make them a better team.
Maybe.
If Deshaun Watson's playing, he makes them a better team.
That's what I mean.
Well, yeah, but yeah, so he makes them a better team.
They didn't suspend him.
But again, so they're going out saying they want to trade for a guy that potentially could be healthy and miss the entire season. When you have a guy you drafted in the first round a year ago,
that sucks.
So
he's a Bama quarterback. He's gonna be trash.
I agree.
What if? Just hear me out.
Other than Namath, they're all terrible. All the Bama quarterbacks are bad.
What if for some reason the Texans just don't play Deshaun Watson and he never gets suspended? Do you think the Dolphins are stupid for not trading for him?
I don't think any team's going to pay the price tag they're asking for him, unless it comes out that there's no suspension. I can't imagine a team giving up they're asking for 3 firsts for a guy that might not play this year. Unless it comes out, like I said, unless it comes out and they say everything's clear. Maybe, maybe not. I'm surprised at a minimum he hasn't been on that exemption list.
There's a lot of reports out there saying that it's all false.
Yeah, but there's still reports saying it isn't. But that's what I mean. That exemption list is, we've seen it. They put players on it while the investigation is happening because it kind of saves face for the NFL.
Yeah.
That, hey, we did something because if he's on the field and then it comes out, oh yeah, this all happened, then it blows back on them. Yeah. It's a weird situation.
Yeah. I think in the room as a whole, we agree that the 7th seed would be the most we'd imagine out of Miami making into the playoffs. I think it'd be a shock otherwise. Aspects of their upcoming year is very favorable. We talked about Jacksonville, Atlanta. Those should be shoo-in games. But, there are question marks, and who knows? The Dolphins could just, crap the bed. But we'll see. Where do you guys want to go next?
Can we talk about the Patriots?
No, we don't talk about the Patriots. Patriots can have a top 10 defense on paper if everybody's there. Gilmore's out, right?
Till week 7.
Week 7, so it's a rookie quarterback and a porous offense right now, and we're going to see how they make the best of things. The Jets are starting over. Again.
They're going to keep doing it.
Man, do you think Jets fans had any idea back in the day that Mark Sanchez was going to be the best thing that happened to them?
No.
Let's go to the AFC South.
This could be a very interesting division. Who team are we starting off with?
I just clicked the Colts.
We can start there. Their season's going to depend on how Carson Wentz plays. That's what that boils down to. I'm looking at it. It's not the hardest schedule in the league. They can definitely get fucked up in some games. But it's going to depend on Carson Wentz's play. If Carson Wentz could get back to form I think the Colts could be a very good team. If Carson Wentz did what he did last year, the Colts are probably going to be a 6-win team.
So for me, and I do actually kind of believe this heavily. Where your bye week is very important. And looking at this, a late bye week, hey, you get that rest after playing a long, long time, but at the same token,
especially 14 weeks,
right? You play teams that beat up on you for 13 weeks prior. It kind of weighs on you heavy too.
Just real quick to interrupt. So I did some digging. The reason Deshaun Watson is not on an exempt list is the NFL has they can choose who they obviously put on it, whatever. But traditionally speaking, you're put on the NFL commissioner exempt list when there is circumstantial or police evidence against the things you're being accused of, or charges have been filed.
See, weren't charges filed at one point?
But charges were filed, but nothing's happened.
Okay.
Like the charges haven't been carried out. So like when the Ray Rice thing happened, I mean that was a long time ago, but like that happened, and then there was immediately going a video, like the Kareem Hunt thing. There's no. This is just people saying stuff. Like I mean, not to go off topic of football, but like, was it like 4 or 5 years ago? This woman came out and said that Patrick Kane from the Blackhawks sexually assaulted her in a hotel room in Buffalo and tried to impregnate her against her will, and that they were just talking at the bar, and it turned into this blah 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 and all this stuff, and then like recordings were found of it being bullshit.
Yeah,
like of the mom and the daughter trying to set something up against them, type of thing. So like, I mean, we're not taking a stance on it, on what the police situation is and all that jazz. I mean, I haven't read enough about it, honestly, to take an opinion on whether or not he should be allowed to play football. In my opinion, I don't have that. I don't have an opinion on it because I don't have enough facts. But he's not on it because the NFL basically just hasn't been given enough information from the Houston Police Department and attorneys to view there as being more on their end to investigate. They basically put you on the exempt list when the NFL needs to investigate what's going on. And the NFL just hasn't been given enough information to view that they need to investigate it further. That it's in the hands of the police department and the attorneys, and as they get more information, they'll go from there.
Yeah.
All right. So go back to the Colts.
They still have a very good offensive line. Their defense is going to be...
Well, but the biggest part of their offensive line's hurt.
I think they expect him to be back this week. For week 1.
What? When?
I think he's supposed to be playing.
When the hell did that happen? 2 weeks ago, he was out until week 6.
Yeah, they said he's going to be playing.
It's my favorite thing. The NFL is just, we got to make sure our product is good. Right. Fuck their futures. I don't care if he walks when he's 40.
Get him in.
Yeah, make sure he's blocking for that fucking hobble cripple.
Yeah.
Like Carson Wentz is going to be playing week 1.
I mean,
that's probably a bad idea.
Yeah,
that's probably not a good call.
It's very possible the Colts, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They could go 0-5 to start the year, hypothetically. You know, so it's a tough road at that point.
They're a weird team. They don't have T.Y. Hilton for the first half of the year. So right now, your receivers are Michael Pittman and...
Exactly.
T.Y. Hilton.
He's out for the first half. Oh.
So it's like... I mean... What's his name could be very good? Jack Doyle. But, he's supposed to be very good every year.
You liar.
The Colts are one of those teams that it just...
There's nothing that says he's likely to play week 1. He just resumed practice.
I thought I saw he was going to be playing.
I could be wrong.
I'm just saying. I just read like 7 articles that said that him and Carson Wentz have resumed practice and that there will be further evaluation of their week 1 status by Thursday.
Well, if he doesn't play week 1, the Colts are going to be 0-1.
They're probably going to be 0-1 anyway.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
There's too many weapons in Seattle. They have a decent running back. They have 2 lights-out threats at wide receiver and a quarterback that refuses to quit. And the best pure tackler in football.
The Colts are a middle-of-the-road team that probably might finish between 7-10 and 9-8.
They're going to be a team that wastes that offensive line. what it's going to be.
Wentz is going to get hurt. So whoever their backup is, start taking first-team snaps.
This will have Jacoby Brissett. I'm just kidding.
He's in the Dolphins.
No, I know they don't. I was kidding. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really see much more than 10 wins at most. Like that's their ceiling.
I think 10 is like their absolute ceiling.
I don't think they win. I don't think they're going to be a 6-11 team.
It depends on Wentz. I don't think makes the whole season.
No, but I mean, but even if he doesn't, I mean, like
who's behind him?
But they still have a really good defense. Who was the quarterback last year?
Brissett. No, Philip Rivers.
Who was
not good last year. Not good last year. They were almost a playoff team with Brissett.
I don't know.
The defense and offensive line are good enough that they can win 9 to 10 games.
Right.
With a run of the mill quarterback.
Right. And presumably you win 4 with Jacksonville and Houston, and then
right.
Whatever bonus you get along the way.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can see I can see them beating the Jets with fucking Taylor playing quarterback. They got a rough start. Real rough start.
Right. And that definitely sets the tone.
But then they got a pretty lax last few weeks. And if they are on that brink of being a playoff team,
probably get it.
They get a bye week right before the end of the season to get healthy, and then they play 4 very winnable games.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Titans, the only other team in this division we're talking about.
Oh, come on.
Wait, who'd you want to talk about?
Oh, none of them.
The Jaguars could be talked about.
No, they can't.
They'd be very bad defensively, very good offensively.
On what?
It's just my opinion.
Yeah, there's nothing to base it off of.
It's just my opinion. I think they're going to have a good offense. That's it. Titans are going to be...
Their offensive line's trash, though.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so Trevor Lawrence is going to be put on his ass a lot.
Yeah.
Because Trevor Lawrence will be a pocket passer. He's not going to be mobile.
I think they're going to have to score... I think they're just going to score 30 points by losing by 50. You know what I'm saying?
Doesn't mean they have a good offense.
I don't think that offense is putting up 30 points a game.
That's a game.
Hold on. What team are you talking about?
Jaguars.
Yeah, they're not doing that. We just said they're going to put up 30 points and lose by 50.
Not getting it.
All right.
What am I not getting?
He's saying any given week.
Still.
All right, Tennessee is the front runner to run away with this division by a long shot.
Mm-hmm.
The defense is still pretty bad, in my opinion.
They have the best pure running back in football. They've got a good receiving core. They've got an underrated quarterback. The defense is still questionable. They have arguably the best safety in the game, and that's about it.
They just got to not suck that bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, luckily they're going to play the Jaguars and the Texans twice.
Bonus 4 there.
Man, a lot of teams start off with like a rough game in the first 2 games, huh? Nobody just has like a walk away first
Dude,
couple
the first week, all the matchups are pretty even.
Not ours.
You guys can be the ones.
No, we can't. We haven't.
They got Stafford. You played him a bunch of times.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Titans for sure have a lot of hype, surrounding them. Let's see if they live up.
They're going to make the playoffs. It doesn't matter if they live up to the hype or not. They're going to make the playoffs.
I agree. I guess
they usually play. Sorry, go ahead.
No, well, all I meant was what their seeding would be. Is it the team to win 14 games this year, or what?
They won't win 14 games. I think they can win the division at 10-7.
And I think they can win the division at 8-9.
Team below them, 7-10.
Because the Chiefs, they usually play the Chiefs pretty well.
Yeah, they're a good
especially in the playoffs.
They're a good matchup for the Chiefs.
Usually they come back, down 28 and beat the Chiefs in the playoffs.
Well, the thing is the reason they're such a good matchup for the Chiefs, though, is because, I mean, it'll be different this year because they've added Julio, but Derrick Henry does the one thing you always try to do against the Chiefs, the Packers, and is Derrick Henry doesn't, I mean, he can and he has, but, like, Derrick Henry doesn't make, 27-yard catches. Derrick Henry doesn't run for 59-yard rushes like Saquon does once a game.
They can chew the clock.
He just chews the fucking ground.
He keeps Mahomes off the field.
That's what it is. He keeps the other team off the field is what it is.
And then Mahomes will score in 40 seconds.
And the Chiefs' defense is super fucking beatable.
Yeah.
The problem is that the Titans' defense is so bad, the Chiefs score in 40 seconds.
Is Frank Clark playing this year?
Yes.
Are we sure? Because he got a felony.
Yeah, 2 years. He goes to court.
How is he not on the exempt list?
They don't care. You got 2 years.
Charitable donation.
They're probably like, you're going to go to jail soon anyways.
I mean, didn't he have a gun on an airplane or something?
Hilarious.
Yeah, I got to put this in my carry-on. Is this cool?
Was it loaded?
Probably. I don't know.
Oh, the bullets were in his socks.
Well, I mean, realistically, why would you just have an empty gun in your bag?
No, but I mean, you'd have the ammo, but not loaded.
Could you go to the Jaguar schedule for 1 second?
That's not the cool way to do it, though.
All right, Jeff.
You got to do it for when the TSA guy. You'd be like, no, man, it's like a bang, bang, bang.
Plane pop.
Desk pop.
Yeah. Let's set the tone. First, you back into your parking space
Houston,
at the airport in your
Denver,
truck.
Arizona, Cincinnati, Tennessee.
I don't care how good you think they're going to be. They're not winning more than 8 games.
I'm just looking at the schedule. That's all I'm looking at. That's all I care about. I'd be surprised if they win 6.
Listen, this guy cares about the Jaguars.
No, he doesn't.
Connecticut drivers.
Yeah.
Not me.
We know.
I like to brag there. All right, let's go to the AFC West.
Yeah, they ain't getting no car tax out of me, baby. You could keep your state park
All
fee.
right, so AFC West, I think we'll just start off with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
They had the big 3. Their
Winning the
defense
division.
Yeah.
Fair? Yeah?
Their offense is going to win the division.
Yeah.
The defense is okay.
That's what I mean. They're defensively, they do barely enough.
They show up in the last 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah. Or jump off sides when it matters most.
Yeah. Drank a lot of Hennessy that day.
Why?
I just was.
They're gonna.
I was already drinking Hennessy is what I mean.
Where
Chiefs
were you?
I was at Jeff's. That was a weird snowstorm. I ended up staying there for 3 days.
What?
It was I don't remember the dates.
Didn't that happen 2 years ago?
You talking about when you ditched me for Jeff that day?
No, what?
Wasn't it 2 years ago when the Chiefs guy jumped off sides and cost them the game?
That was,
Or was it the 49ers that did that?
No, that was the Chiefs. That was against the Patriots.
That was 2 years ago. Why were you at Jeff's house for 3 days?
We ended up getting snowed in.
There was a big snowstorm.
While you were living in Milford?
This was just before. I think I have to look at the timeline.
Where was he living at that time?
At that
Parker Place?
No, that place near Sheehan High School, the compound.
Oh, the old Army barracks?
Yeah.
Man, he loves Jeff way more than he loves us.
Way more.
He's never even been at my house enough for a snowstorm to accumulate enough snow to stay there.
What? You just moved in?
You didn't come to my house when I was living with Kyle.
Yeah, bitch. And I was there.
Yeah. That's 2 friends.
Asshole.
That's not.
Asshole.
You don't
Join
know
in,
the
fun.
story.
He wouldn't do it for you either.
Oh man, this is a perfect. I actually have to pee, so this
No.
works out perfectly.
No, stay here. We're talking sports.
We
Yeah,
can't.
but
We
it doesn't
have
change
to,
my.
you have to change it.
doesn't
then.
change my bladder.
All right, fine. You can leave, but we're going to talk about the Chargers while you're gone.
Fine.
That's right. Chiefs are going to win the division?
Yeah, they're gonna.
yeah.
Yeah, score a lot of points.
Chiefs are going to win the division.
Unless the Chargers get magical.
Even then, I don't think it's enough.
Me neither. But
The only way the Chargers have to get magical, and either Hill or Kelsey have to go down. You're not going to talk about the Chargers with us?
I'll be back.
well, we're going to be done by then. So
So be it. Chargers going undefeated.
So the Chargers are going to have a good offense. I think they're going to play through Eckler.
I don't know that they're going to have a good offense. They're going to have an exciting offense. And the reason I say this is because I can see them stalling drives early because I think they're going to have a very big gung-ho ability. I think they're going to be very all or nothing.
I think playing through Eckler is not the move.
Playing through Allen is the move.
It's Herbert is the player. Keenan Allen's there. Eckler is putting up the numbers. We talked. I think it was last week. I don't think it's his talent. It's his environment. It's what his opportunity is. I think he's
every
good.
Denver running back.
He's a good player, but I don't look at Eckler like the Cowboys run their offense through Zeke.
I'm talking about like running through him in the passing.
No, I still
Even
think
still,
I still think
it's Keenan Allen.
I still think it's Allen because if you run it through Eckler, Allen will never be open. Allen's going to get you the first downs. You can check it down to Eckler all you want, but you'll lose games.
Because I know they said the Saints offensive coordinator is there now. And
I get that. No, I get that. But the Saints didn't run their offense through passing the ball to Kamara. They ran it through passing it to Thomas, and that's why Kamara was always so open. Because if you make Allen the focal point of their offense, Eckler will be open. Because they're going to have to put linebackers on Eckler. And then Eckler will have all the time in the world to do whatever he wants.
I mean, you shouldn't. That's why it worked for the Steelers for so long. Is that you had...
If you didn't have Brown, Bell wouldn't have been what he was.
And vice versa.
From a passing standpoint.
And vice versa. Brown benefited greatly because you had to worry so much about... And it went back and forth. Like, they go hand in hand.
I get it.
But you're wrong, Kyle.
The Chargers can be very exciting this year. I think the Chargers are very exciting.
They're going to be a fun team to watch.
I'd like to see Derwin James stay healthy.
That's my next thing.
Derwin James needs to be healthy. Bosa needs to stay healthy.
Their defense is getting back.
Right. If their defense can stay healthy, they can be very good. They can be a very good all-around football team.
But history shows they won't. And they'll be a 7-win team.
Yeah.
Where did they finish last year?
Second.
No, I mean, record.
Oh, because Herbert came in late. Oh, no, he didn't.
No, he came in early because...
But they had woes. They didn't make... I think they finished...
He came in because
7 and 9
they
or something like that.
fucking popped Tyrod's long.
Yeah.
You guys ready?
It was like week 2.
No, it was the start of the season.
No,
was
week 2.
I think it was 2.
He played week 1.
Did he play week 1?
Yes, he
Yeah.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was week 2 because they were still going to have Taylor play. And then they're like, oh, no, he has a punctured lung.
Oh. I could have sworn it was week 1. That's what made it even crazier. But I will defer to your memory.
Yeah, well, you should because you're wrong. Next team, please, Kendall.
Okay, we're going back to the Jaguars.
I don't think we really... Do we really need to talk about the Raiders and the Broncos? We already kind of talked about the Broncos.
I have a different view on the Broncos than you guys. But
you think they're going to be good?
I think they're going to be better. I think
you said that last year. And you said Drew Lock was going to be good.
Whatever, dude. I'm wrong. Shit happened. But I think they're a 7-win team. 7 to 8 win team.
I don't think so.
They got a very good defense.
They have an okay defense.
They have a very good defense. They have 3 solid corners. Tyler Fuller's
who are going to be on the field for 45 minutes a game.
Not true.
It is true. Their offense is terrible.
Bridgewater likes to drag out drives, man.
Their
They might not
offense
only
is
get
bad.
to the 50, but they'll drag it out.
Their offense is bad.
But they have weapons.
They don't have a quarterback.
He can play well
They
enough.
don't have a quarterback.
He can play
We
well
said
enough.
that last year with Carolina, and he did nothing with Carolina.
Hey, Tunch Ilkin died.
The offensive line thing for the Steelers?
No.
I don't know.
I'm sorry, Bridgewater.
For the Steelers.
The Bridgewater experiment is over. Before he got hurt in Minnesota, yes, he probably could have been very good, but it's just not there. He's not there. He's not a starting quarterback anymore, or at least he shouldn't be.
I think they're a better team than what you're going to give them credit for.
I think they're a 7-win team.
That's fine. But I think they play in almost every game.
Okay, that's fine. Do you think how many games do you think they win?
7 or 8. I already said it.
Okay, so I just said 7. You said do you think they're going to be better than I give them credit for?
I think they.
I said the same number as you. Dick. The Raiders are just going to be the Raiders. They're going to have 7 wins and.
They're going to beat some good teams and they're going to lose to
Yeah,
the
they'll
Jets.
beat the Chiefs once and
They're going to extend.
Las Vegas will just lose their fucking minds.
Right, they're going to extend Gruden for 14 more years.
The best thing that's happening for the Raiders is that they have their brand new stadium that they get to open up the season with, and then the owner there is building a house that looks just like the stadium.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's building a house that looks exactly like the stadium.
Yeah, the picture looks crazy.
It's fucking bizarre the way that this house is.
I
laid
tell
out.
you, it has got to be so much fun to just have fuck you money. It's got to be awesome.
Right. You want to go to space for 10 minutes? I'm in.
This doesn't really relate to it, but you said it and it reminded me of this Chris Rock bit where he was talking about the difference between being
Rich versus wealthy.
Oh, so good. He goes, rich is something you can lose with a fun summer and a drug habit. He goes, Shaq is rich. The white man that signs his check is wealthy.
It's true. It is something that we never really like.
He's like, wealth you can't lose. Wealth
about
goes generation to generation.
Dak Prescott signs his massive contract, and you're like, oh my God, that's so much. We're like, well, what's Jerry Jones making in a year?
But you know what's really funny, though, to think about? Think about it. Like, all right, so what sport, of the top 4 major sports, what players makes the most money?
Baseball.
Baseball, okay.
Repeat the question?
Like, what are the biggest contracts? What sport has the biggest contracts of the 4?
Oh,
Like,
baseball.
I
was going to say, because if it's all sport, it's soccer, but
Well, yeah.
it's baseball.
But but still, even take soccer. The last contract that Cristiano Ronaldo signed is less than 5% of what people think Buffalo Wild Wings is worth.
Well, he said, I think it was Messi's deal. He was making like $128 million a year.
Yeah,
it's like holy shit,
dude. Do you know how much money a club makes for winning the Champions League?
It's outrageous.
It's like $85 million. If like a European soccer club wins the Champions League, they make like $85 million for winning it as a club.
Push endorsements.
That's my favorite thing about soccer is I wish sports adapted that. I wish instead of trading contracts, it was just, okay, the Giants are going to sign, we're going to have Saquon Barkley for 4 years, and we're going to pay him this amount of money for the 4 years, and it's all just guaranteed. That's what it is. And then the Jaguars call him up and go, hey, we want Saquon. Okay, we'll sell him to you for $48 million. Okay. And then it's just...
How does no one ever, protest that? It's like selling people. It's just a weird thing.
Yeah.
It's 2021, man. Get out there and protest.
I'm a big fan of a lot of the... I mean, I'm not a fan of what's happening in Texas. I like to put that out there. But, like...
Oh, no, please elaborate.
Well, we live in the meme world. And, I mean, I don't know, not to get super political, but the whole thing with Texas is they started making it where, like, abortions are, like, super punishable now. And, like, you can basically get longer in prison for aborting a baby than the person who raped you and put that baby in you will get.
Kyle has some big opinions. But he really wants to talk about this.
The two things I saw today, they made me really like laugh out loud. Was one person had a "Don't tread on me" flag, but the snake was shaped like the ovaries, and the other one was a person put.
I know where you saw that.
Huh? No, I saw it different place first. Different place first. Hashtag Jeff Martin.
Naked baby.
Yeah. Don't worry, give it another year and we'll see more of those. Remind me off air to tell you a story about that baby. Because I met that baby.
Yeah.
Yep, twice. I had the other baby though, the older baby. Tell you a story. But the other one was this person put out a tweet that was just like, for all you pro-lifers in Texas, you guys have like this amount of adoptable children in the state and this many like children in foster care. I expect these numbers to be dramatically decreased within the next 30 days. And a verified Texas politician commented right after that pro-life choices has nothing to do with after-birth care. And I was just like, nice. That's a good stance to take. That's a real rough one to take.
George Carlin.
That's like being like, hey, I'm running for president, and I don't like black people. Like, but vote for me.
I watched a Carlin bit the other day, and it was along those lines. He's like, pre-birth, they care about you. Preschool, you're fucked.
All right, let's wrap it up. Let's go to the NFC. This one should be a little bit quicker until we get to the NFC West. Who's on? Giants. Click the Giants.
Oh, boy.
We'll talk about them because they're your team.
They're going to be a whatever team.
So let's look at their schedule. So we got Denver, Washington, division games in the NFC East are always tough. Then you got the Falcons and the Saints, Dallas, Chargers, or Rams, Carolina, Kansas City, Vegas, bye straight into Tampa. Philly, Miami, Chargers, Dallas, Eagles, Bears, football team. That's a rough sketch.
Yeah, why do you think they have an easy schedule?
Hey, but I think it's worth noting that they're playing the Eagles at Christmas.
Ooh. I smell a one-day contract.
He's going to get traded from the Rams to the Eagles.
Oh, could you imagine if that happened?
Nope. No, I mean, because you've said that to me a couple times. Why do you think the Giants have an easy schedule?
That video,
I don't know, they came in third.
The video of Deshaun Jackson returning that punt over the Titanic theme song. The internet stays undefeated.
Yep.
Hey man, I've seen the one where like the major right blew the coverage and Randall Cobb had the walk-in touchdown to the Titanic theme song. I feel your pain, man. That was to lose the division, not to lose on Christmas.
So, the way I look at the Giants, right, and this is like completely serious.
I think it's based off two things. Can I give you my two opinions? Then
Go ahead.
Can Saquon stay healthy? And did Evan Ingram manage to grow regular hands?
And this is a huge swing, and I think this completely. They're going to win between 5 and 10 games. Any number in there. It probably closer, to the 5. But it comes down to if Jones shows if he can actually play or not.
Man, you got Kansas City and Tampa Bay on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You've been telling me they got an easy schedule.
I mean, that's really weird scheduling too. Because like these primetime games, they like to have these good matchups. Like, I know who wants to see the Chiefs trounced the Giants.
Hey,
Well, you get why the Bucs are playing them.
Right.
yeah, Eli's coming out.
Oh, it'd be so ridiculous.
It'd be awesome.
What the hell?
How great would it be if Tony Romo ripped off his suit and was wearing a Giants jersey? I got this.
But
Keeps the headset on. They're going to be running a 2-man blitz here and then get sacked.
Oh, my shoulder.
If Saquon can stay healthy, if Galladay can stay healthy, if Daniel Jones can take, I don't need him to go out and play, MVP level, but if he can show that he can play
And throw more than 12 touchdowns.
yeah,
I think the Giants season can be summed up by 2 things. This division, there is no clear-cut winner with it. With what we saw from Zeke last year, the injury problems with Dak, the uncertainty of Washington offensively, and the uncertainty of Philadelphia, the division's up for grabs regardless of the amount of wins the Giants get. That's number 1. Number 2, the Giants went out and they made sure that no matter what they finish, whether it's 0-17 or 17-0, they did everything they could to show their organization if Daniel Jones is the guy.
I agree.
This is a Daniel Jones prove it year.
And
I don't think that, honestly, from a management standpoint, you would love to win. Your goal is always to make the playoffs, but their number 1 goal is to know going into this coming season with two potentially top 10 picks, their own and Chicago's.
yeah,
Is Daniel Jones the guy?
Mm-hmm.
Because if he's not, and we end up with 6 and 8, very easily can get 1 for that. Because we can throw in other shit. And then you start over at that point.
and I wish I saved the article, but there was a thing I was reading, and it was comparing Daniel Jones to Josh Allen. And through their first 2 seasons, Daniel Jones has outperformed Josh Allen. It was Allen's 3rd year when he took his huge leap, and that was when the Bills put all the pieces around him.
Right.
They brought in. It wasn't. I don't think it was the year with Diggs.
It was the year before Diggs.
It was the year before Diggs. But they brought in the defensive piece. They gave him the defense. They gave him an offensive line. They brought in the coach. They put the things around him and they said, now you have to. And he did. I mean, it paid off.
Is it fair to say that the number 1 thing to make Daniel Jones succeed is to bring in a new backup quarterback?
I'm telling you.
Named Geno Smith?
Oh, God. That would suck so bad. I think it would be a great move for them to go sign Cam. I don't think Cam will sign right now to be a backup, but I think
said he would.
Did he?
He has to.
I know. Well, I remember because it was just...
It's either that or don't sign.
But he holds out to, someone gets hurt, yada, yada.
Right, I mean...
Because I remember he had the thing not too long ago where he kept, there isn't 32 guys better than me, blah, blah, blah.
But there are.
I think that it would be a great signing if the Giants brought in Cam Newton. But whatever.
Here's the thing: if Justin Fields ends up starting for the Bears, I still want Andy Dalton over Cam Newton.
Yeah.
The Bears might have once Justin Fields becomes a starter, the Bears might have the best backup quarterback in football. I want you guys to just soak that in for a second. Can't ever have the best quarterback in the NFL, but we might have the second quarterback in the NFL. Suck it. I've been thinking about it. I might get his jersey.
Who, Dalton?
Yeah, I've always liked Dalton. I've always liked him. Might just get it just to have it.
Can you get one that just says Red Rocket?
No, I'm going to get one that says penis.
Nice.
Dog penis.
Or is that just dog dick on the back?
Lipstick tube.
But yeah, the Giants, they can be anywhere between 5 and 10 wins.
8 and 9. That's my prediction.
7 and 10.
8 and 9, Saquon has the rushing record. Singles,
good.
Like for the season, not single season, but like the rushing record. But Daniel Jones throws 27 interceptions.
A real rough go of it.
But he also rushes for 500 yards. No touchdowns though. Trips a lot.
That's still a bummer.
In the red zone every time.
Yeah.
He's got a clear-cut line. And
He only has 6 rushes, gets 500 yards, trips in the red zone every time. He's got 5 80-yard rushes, trips at the 10.
Oh, my God.
Fumbles into the end zone for a touchback every time. All right, so this is a tough division, actually. It's funny, because this one's actually kind of warrants talking about everybody, too.
Want to do Washington?
Let's go to Washington. So
They should be the favorite, in my
To me,
opinion.
it's their division to lose.
I agree. Yes, it's their division to lose from a complete standpoint, because the defense is good enough to keep you in all 17 games. And Fitzmagic is good enough to keep you in half of those games. So theoretically, there's no reason they don't win 10 games.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing.
Based off of the math that is Ryan Fitzpatrick. And
He's a guy, he's been in the league for this long, really for a reason. Like, yes, he's not going to go out and win 14 games in a year. He's just not. But he is going to put together good games. This is what, his 15th season or something?
something like that.
Like, he's around for a reason.
Yeah.
He's got good weapons.
He's got weapons. I
He's
think.
got a great defense.
Yeah.
Got a good coach.
Very good defensive front, too.
I think this is their division to lose. I mean, they can be 10 to 13 wins, 11 to 13 wins.
I'd say some of the division games I'm most excited for this year, barring like health, let's say everybody stays healthy, I'm very excited to see Dallas and Washington games. Because Dallas isn't going to be able to stop anybody, but they will be able to score on anybody. Dallas has an infinite amount of weapons, and they're not afraid to turn the ball over. That's one thing that they got when they went from Jason Garrett to Mike McCarthy is they went straight from a quarterback or from a coach that's not afraid to take risks to a quarterback or a coach that's not afraid to take risks. Mike McCarthy will dial up a deep shot on 3rd and 2 inside his own 20.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. They might throw picks. Dak Prescott might have ugly numbers, but they will be competitive and they will fight offensively.
Who's their backup?
AJ McCarron.
Isn't he hurt?
Karen's out for the year.
Dallas.
Isn't it Ben DiNucci?
No.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Thought he had never mind.
They cut the kid that played against the Steelers.
They cut him and Cooper Rush or whatever his name is.
I got you. I'm looking it up. I got you.
But either way,
Cooper Rush.
Is it? Oh, that's right. They they cut him and then re-signed him.
Cooper Rush and Will Greer.
Oh, they signed Greer.
He sucks. He's a bad player.
We'd have to go back a couple years of shows just to see if Kyle thought he was going to be good.
No.
I think that's almost too off the radar for that.
I agree. I think it's Washington's to lose. But this division for the wrong reasons, will be exciting as always.
Washington, I think, has the most favorable end to their season.
Giants, Eagles, Cowboys. Oh my God, they play 5 straight division games.
That's awful. I mean, the division is whatever, but they always play each other tough. That's tough.
Yeah, but you know what though? I will say this though. If they were, let's say they come out and win those first 3 of them, they could just wrap the whole division up in that go. You know what I mean? Because winning division games is going up 2.
Oh yeah. But I mean that's so
they don't play a division game from week 2 to week 14.
That's amazing.
That's insane.
Yeah, Washington will go win this for a while, totally write them off. Then they'll just sweep out the rest of the year.
Washington's defense is the type of team that I could see giving a team like Green Bay a lot of trouble.
I feel like everybody plays Kansas City this year.
Well, that's what happens when
they gotta
play everybody.
Right. Well, Kansas City has a 41-game season this year.
It just seems like everybody's playing them.
So let's go touch on the Eagles real quick.
They're gonna suck.
Cycling through this.
I think they're gonna suck.
It depends. I don't know because Hurts has that mobility factor.
It's another thing where I don't think they're totally sold on Hurts. They brought him in. They drafted him. Then they sat him in that Week 17 matchup for Sudfield, who got cut.
I think that was. I don't think that was an organization.
No,
thing.
I know, but we heard a lot of chatter the whole offseason of are they going to draft a quarterback? Are they going to Aaron Rodgers was maybe available.
Watson.
So I don't hate their receivers. They're not the best, but I don't hate them. And Devontae Smith, Jalen Reagor, and then the Eagles have always been good at making no-name receivers good. They used to do that all the time. The offensive line needs a little bit of help here and there. And then it's going to be interesting what happens with the tight end.
They said them and Ertz got into an agreement. And then he's happy now.
Fletcher Cox is always going to be a stud. My thing is and still to this day, I don't understand why they traded for Minshew.
But see, that's what I mean. How
Minshew's not a starter.
But why did they trade for him? They have a better backup already.
Who's their backup?
Flacco.
Is it still Flacco?
They have an MVP Super Bowl winning quarterback. I understand that he fell off, but from a backup standpoint, we're talking about Cam Newton. We're talking about he did all the same things Cam Newton did and won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You didn't need Minshew. I don't know why they did that.
Morale.
Yeah, maybe they just
It's all
needed the
about the
jokes.
jorts.
Yeah,
It's all about
exactly.
the jorts.
Hey, where's Blake Bortles these days?
He signed somewhere.
I know he signed with Green Bay, but then when Rodgers came back, they cut him.
Yeah. He's a free agent still.
Is he? Man, my phone timed out and I didn't know it, and I got auto-drafted Miracle Hardman.
Nice.
Isn't it McCole?
Whatever his name
You
is.
said Miracle.
Whatever.
You called him Miracle Hardman.
That's not a bad pick.
Yeah, I didn't want him, though.
The fucking guy that drafted
Dude.
first.
These teams are all over the place.
Cowboys, they're going to have a ton of offense and not a lot of defense. We already said that. Again, not an easy schedule. Do they play Kansas City?
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah, week 11.
The NFC East is playing the AFC West.
Hey, can you close your email?
Oh my god, a guy just picked the Chiefs defense.
Is that what that noise is?
No, it's Facebook.
Oh.
It's Pete's Facebook. The chat's going. That's what's that noise.
Are they commenting on us?
Not us, no.
No.
So
I was
turn that shit
removed
off.
from that chat.
This is a different chat.
Oh,
This is a different chat.
I was never in it.
Yeah.
But,
Actually, I don't even think I'm in it.
yeah, the Cowboys are just going to score.
But listen, I agree, but we also don't really know. We don't know how Prescott's going to play.
Oh, no, it doesn't matter. They're going to be down by 35 points.
But it does matter. What I'm saying is, it's a guy. He almost had his foot ripped off in a game last year, and then he also has a shoulder. So he could be playing scared. He can go either way.
They only got one ESPN game this year.
Well,
The Cowboys aren't on Monday Night Football this year?
They got one.
Oh.
Yeah, their schedule is not that. It's pretty tough.
yeah, but they scored 3 NBC games, so that was the deal.
Yeah, they'll be on TV. They're going to always be on TV. Even when they had Quincy Carter.
Yeah, that's true.
He sucked. He had a cocaine problem.
That's what makes him awesome.
Yeah. Put some respect on his name.
Paul's just picking up Zach Ertz
As we talk about Jalen Hurts,
I just cut him. For Zach Ertz.
that's so funny.
Well, I was like, I don't need Jalen Hurts.
I agree with you.
You guys want to jump over to the...
I am going to go pick up Mac Jones now, though.
NFC North?
Yeah, do the North.
Well, did we do we do all the teams?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
All right, let's...
There's only one team to talk about.
Hey, did you guys know Aldrich Rojas is now a Saint?
Yeah. Will Lutz is going to miss like 6 weeks.
Did you know that there was a black guy in the NBA whose parents decided it was a good idea to name him Alizé? And the Bulls signed him.
Alizé Jones.
No, Johnson.
Damn!
So-
I was close, though.
Yeah, in the realm of...
Done with the Vikings, huh?
Oh, I just clicked in because that's who they were
That's
playing.
fine.
And we can talk about whoever.
He loves the
They have a good wide receiving core.
They have a good wide receiving core, but I think too many people are writing it up to be more than it is right now.
Well, who do they... I mean, they have Thielen. I forgot about
They have Thielen and Jefferson. But I don't think either of them are top 10 receivers.
I think
Jefferson
right
has
now,
the potential.
honestly, I think Jefferson can be.
He
Thielen,
can
I
be,
don't think
but-
can anymore.
Thielen's
can
very
be.
good.
Thielen was good, but Thielen was better with Diggs.
He was better with Diggs.
And Thielen will be better as Jefferson gets better. Thielen is like that number 2 that thrives off of a good number 1. They took a huge blow losing Irv Smith.
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook, injury concerns. When he's there, he's great. Sometimes. Injury is a concern. Kirk Cousins is always a gamble.
Mm-hmm.
Kendall, give us your best Kirk Cousins.
Ooh wee!
And their defense is getting worse.
It's hit and miss. They have a defense that can go out and pitch a shutout with 8 sacks and 3 picks, and they also have a defense that can go out and get no quarterback pressures and give up 44 points.
You know, it's so funny. I feel like the Vikings could jump out to 6-0 and just crap the bed after.
The Vikings, for a team that's going to be very much shooting for the playoff.
What was that?
He put his headphones right onto his mic.
Oh my god!
So he went like this. He took them and he put them to the ear muffs.
God, I thought we were sinking for a while.
From the Viking standpoint, historically, how they play the Chicago Bears, they have a very tough last 4 weeks for a team trying to make the playoffs.
Yeah,
because they traditionally they match up against the Bears very tough, but the Bears tend to have the edge on them, and they have to play Green Bay and the Rams, and then Pittsburgh right before. They have a very tough 5 weeks. Man, they got a real shit end of the schedule.
yeah.
We got Baltimore, the Chargers, Green Bay twice, Bears twice, San Francisco, Pittsburgh, and the Rams. Jesus. I'm going to call this right now. I think the Vikings, was it week 8 to 18? So was it they play 10 games?
Yes.
They go 1-9. Those 10 games, 1-9.
Detroit winning?
No, they beat Dallas. Then they lose 9 straight to end the season.
I think they finished 3rd in their division.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the Bears will finish 2nd because of the Vikings on a regression standpoint, and the Bears still have good talent pieces.
Yeah.
The Bears. We'll talk about the Bears. Mm-hmm. I think the Vikings are a 9-win team. They're somewhere between 7 and 9. 7 and 9 win team.
Honestly, I put that range.
All right, let's go to Chicago. We have to talk about them. Let's talk about everybody else's team.
All right, moving on.
Please do. So the Bears have a very interesting schedule where it's very middle heavy. Right, going into their bye week, they could very easily be facing a 4-game losing streak, playing Green Bay, Tampa, San Fran, and Pittsburgh, and then they come out against Baltimore. They have a very rough middle stretch of the game or season. Luckily, most of it's home games, but it's very rough. They start off the season rough, and they have talent. Their offensive line is very bad right now, and their defensive back situation is very bad right now, which doesn't bode well for a league that's entirely based off of pass rushing and wide receivers. But they somehow always find a way to be competitive. I don't think that I don't think they're going to be able to squeak a wild card year out this year like they did last year. I do think they find a way to win 9 games though, 9 to 10. I think they can finish right above 500.
I look at the Bears. I think the Bears have a good roster. I think the sooner Fields takes over, the better. And I say it only because I think he'll be a big offensive spark. Dalton is good. I don't think he's a bad player, but it's just kind of it's Andy Dalton. Like there's no excitement with Andy Dalton. Fields, I think, gives the Bears like an exciting thing to watch. Trubisky his first year. Trubisky was fun to watch.
No, I understand.
So I think that'll be a component, but I think the Bears can win at least 10.
No, I think he can't win 10 games.
They beat Tampa last year.
That was only because Brady forgot what down it was. He won't do that again.
It's 5th.
5th down.
They're 8 to 9. They're going to be they're the 17 game version of 500. 8 or 9.
Yeah, I mean it's tough because I look at their schedule. It seems to me it could be a lot of win one, lose one, win one. Mm-hmm. And Mark, I agree with what you're saying, but I think for the wrong reasons. Because it's gonna be fun to watch for the fans, but that's a result in wins. I mean, it doesn't matter how fun. I mean, we've seen a lot of terrible quarterbacks that are fun to watch.
Gardner Minshew is fun,
but it's got to result in wins. And it's not to say Fields can't do it, but I think no matter what, there's always those rookie woes. Whatever they are. I don't think Dalton is the worst thing ever. I kind of like what their system is going to be. I don't know how it's going to play out exactly. I think, the Bears are still in it, as long as, say what you want about, Khalil Mack and how it was a really big deal in 2018. That was his first season, and it hasn't resulted in the same. But it's still a namesake. It's still the defense is still good. So the Bears are not going to be stepped all over. I just don't know. Looking at the teams they're playing, it's tough. It's tough because there's a lot of teams who are on like the cusp of being pretty good. So it's tough to read.
Good analysis.
No, but it is.
Looking at it, I don't know.
Green Bay.
Look at that. These are teams they're playing.
What's this, football?
I hate that.
Oh, we're talking soccer.
All right, Green Bay, obviously the favorites to win this division.
Aaron Rodgers is going to play with a huge chip on his shoulder.
Like a Dorito.
Unfortunately, he's going to be playing with a very, very underperforming wide receiver.
Talking to Adam Lazard.
No.
No, I'm talking about Adams. Talking about the guy that got paid and how they don't statistically do well.
Yep. Here's the thing, and now that I'm finishing up another draft that I have Aaron Rodgers in, I hope he plays well, but I honestly I can see it go either way with him this year.
I honestly don't think there's a way he's bad this year.
How?
Because I think he's going to prove a point to Green Bay to get what he wants and then leaves.
But what does he want?
But what does he want? He's leaving.
He wants control.
But he's leaving.
Yes, but I think he wanted to prove the point to them, like, hey, I deserve to be a part of this.
Can I tell you something?
Or he takes his last year and says, fuck you guys, and sinks the ship.
You know what's really funny about that, though? If Aaron Rodgers does go out and balls out and throws for 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns, you know what that proves? It proves that they didn't need any of the receivers that he bitched and moaned about wanting.
Yeah.
If the Packers go out and succeed with this team, it proves that all his bitching and moaning means nothing. That they did the right thing by drafting all the defensive pieces and not giving him more offensive stuff and saying, "You're the guy, you figure it out." He's in a lose-lose situation. Really, I mean, he really is. I mean, yeah, he'll get, if he wins and they win the Super Bowl, he'll get a ring. But like, I mean, if they do really well, his point is moot. If they do really poorly, then he did really poorly. He kind of doesn't really stand anything to win in this situation. Unless they win the Super Bowl, which they won't because Rodgers can't do that.
Did it once, unfortunately.
Yeah, he did it once when he was really young. And guess what? He can't do it anymore. Packers will figure out a way to win 12 games.
You talk about the Lions yet?
No, we're not doing that. Mm-mm. All right. We are going to just skip the NFC South, right? As a whole. We're just going to say it's just up for grabs.
Is it? What?
Do we really need to talk about the NFC South? I mean, don't you don't have to click on. Can you click on the Bucs here? Are they there to click on? No, they're not. Right. Just go ahead and click on Seattle. Get us to the NFC West. The Bucs aren't losing that division.
No, but I do think the Panthers are very good.
The Panthers will win 8 games.
I think they could win 9 to 10 games.
I mean, I think this is what we know that.
Why do you have to do that all the time? I think the Panthers will win 8 games. No. They're a 9-win team. Okay, cool. They'll recover a different fumble one time.
I think they're a 10-win team.
No, I don't think so.
Well, this is what we know.
You think that they're going to make the playoffs?
Yeah, I do.
I don't.
We know that the Saints are in a transition. They're changing now. A regime that's been so long. It's a new thing.
I think the whole NFC West makes the playoffs. All 4 teams.
The Cardinals like, we're going to stand in for the South.
No.
No,
there's 3 wild cards.
No, I know. Just being a jerk.
For no reason. It wasn't even funny because you were so wrong.
I'm sorry. It was funnier in my head.
Tampa Bay's division to lose. They're not going to lose it. There's no way. The defensive front is too good.
Listen, I got to do my obligatory, this is the year Brady falls off.
And you want to know what?
This is it.
He can because he already shut you up by winning without Belichick.
This is it. This is going to be it for him.
It made me so happy that the one year he left Belichick, he went out, won the Super Bowl in super convincing fashion, and Belichick couldn't win a game to save his life.
Yep, that was really cool. Panthers?
That's how many teams are going to win.
The Panthers can win 8 games, but Sam Darnold isn't the real deal.
Sam Darnold, not that good.
It's not.
We'll find out this year.
We found out the past 3 years.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
No, we didn't.
We did.
The Jets gave him nothing.
And you want to know something? That's cool. I agree with you 100%. Giving the receivers that he had during that duration are not comparable to the receivers that he has now.
He has one of them now.
Right, but I'm just saying. But guess what? Overthrowing your receiver by 10 yards, not the receiver's fault.
We'll find out.
No, we won't. We did that when he was a Jet, when he overthrew receivers.
You're right.
Every
now,
game.
Now he's going to have protection because the Panthers have a decent offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
He has 2 very good receivers.
Yeah.
And he had the best running back in football.
Which doesn't reflect on how good he is.
It's going to make him better.
But it doesn't reflect on how good he is.
If he goes out and plays very well...
He won't.
Okay. I'm not going to argue. I'm just saying if he does...
What's very well to you?
Make them a 10-win team. And
No. Statistically.
35 touchdowns?
He's not throwing 35 touchdowns.
Okay. Maybe not 35, but upper 20s.
That's a humongous gap. 28
so
to 35.
So it's 5 to 10 wins for the Giants, but we didn't question that.
Because we didn't have to. Because it's not their division to win.
Okay.
Kendall, fuck you for leaving.
I guess we're going to the Seahawks.
Yep. All right, let's wrap up the South, the NFC West. Let's do the whole thing. Mark, what's your take on the Seahawks?
I mean, the Seahawks are going to do what they do every year.
Find a way.
They're going to find a way to win. That's just what Russell Wilson does.
I think that there is a seriously legit chance that every team splits their division series this year.
Yeah.
There's no concern of how the Seahawks pretty much stop playing offense at the end of the year? Or do you think they figure it out?
What?
You know how they had a really bad second half of the year offensively last year?
I don't.
You think they figure it out? I
think it's already figured out.
Okay. I'm just curious because they were very bad towards the end of the year.
I think that was more due to injury than it was to talent. I mean, they have 2 studs at receiver. They have an above average running back if he can stay healthy.
Because I know that DK Metcalf said people were figuring out their plays.
I think they'll figure some stuff out. Pete Carroll's a smart guy. I think they're fine.
I think they got to run the ball more.
They have to run the ball more. They have a very good run blocking offensive line, very bad pass blocking offensive line.
I'd like to. I thought there was percent where they run the ball almost more than any, probably only behind the Titans.
No, they do that and then they stop.
Yeah,
they'll start off.
They'll rush 30 times a game for 4 years, and then they will rush 5 times. And then that's when DK Metcalf has 287 yards.
The defense, I think, is still going to be very poor. I think that's the one thing that can hurt them.
I agree.
I think if they don't win a division, it's because of the defense.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to win the division, but...
Next team?
Any takes, Kendall?
And Seattle? To me, it's still the favorite. I look at the teams they're playing. It's not a cakewalk, and Seattle has proven that hey, we can dominate or we can falter. I think where they make their big push is kind of that middle portion. I think that's where they capture whatever they need to, and they can kind of coast the rest of the year. Seattle always they take a weird stride where they'll put on a really good 5-game show, and I think we'll see it from New Orleans, into Washington, and it's kind of hey, we'll see how we end up.
They got a tough every other game.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the Rams.
They're the biggest up in the air team in this whole league.
Well, they had a lot of changes.
Yeah.
They have no running game, and I think their secondary is very beatable.
Is their offensive line okay? I don't know if their offensive line's good enough.
I don't know.
Because
I think it's middle. It's a middle of the road.
they're not going to break a rib and keep playing.
Well, I think
if he does, yes.
I think he's in a better offensive line position than he was.
He's got good weapons. it's gonna be on Stafford. Like, he has to carry that offense.
I think this is more of like they're not playing it this way, but like for me, this is like, is McVay the real thing?
Yeah.
Is McVay a really good head coach? Because if Stafford goes out and lays an egg, that's one thing. But like if they go out with Stafford and Stafford plays like good football, and they still can't make it to the Super Bowl, or if they do and do what they did the last, you know what I mean? Like Stafford is an upgrade from Goff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
they can lose all 4 of those games to start the season.
they won't lose to the Bears. They don't lose to the Bears. They just don't. I know what you're saying. The Bears can be, but the Raiders can lose to the Steelers, but they don't.
No, I know. I'm just saying. There's like a possible. Like, I think like they're 1-3 after the first 4 games.
That's a tough start.
And even 1-4 because they got Seattle.
Yeah, and don't forget about the Giants.
The Giants have a good defense. I'll give you that.
Well, I think the perception is
They
that
got that Cologne guy, right, Burberry.
Yep.
But I think the perception is that the Rams have really good receivers, and now we brought in a quarterback that can hit them anywhere on the field. So it's like
The problem though is that Stafford tends to stick to certain people.
No, I agree.
I think from a fantasy standpoint, you see other people. I think Robert Woods is an avoid at all cost guy.
You think so?
I do. I don't think him and Robert Woods are going to click.
I think he's gonna be the one that.
I don't think
I think
so.
he
at all.
falls.
Cooper Kupp is going to be a guy.
It's going to be
he
Cooper
loves.
Kupp and Gerald Everett. Stafford loves tight ends.
Everett's in the Seahawks.
Or who's the tight end?
Higbee.
That's what I meant. Higbee. It's going to be Higbee and Kupp.
I hope Wilson loves Everett.
No, Wilson doesn't like tight ends.
I know, but I can hope.
There's Brandon Pettigrew was a household name for a little while. That's not because of Brandon Pettigrew.
No, you're right.
Yeah, the Rams are going to be a big what if team.
The Rams are also one of those teams where everything rides on the. Granted, the health has always been good, but the health it all rides on one guy. If Aaron Donald misses time,
They're done.
it's over.
They're going to be like the Dolphins. They have to win ugly.
Yeah.
I think they have to play ugly to win games.
Speaking of playing ugly to win games, let's move on to San Fran.
I think they're going to win the division because of the cupcake schedule. They got everybody back. They have 2 decent. I think Jimmy G is still a good quarterback, but even if they decide to go another route, I think Trey Lance can win against the schedule that they have.
Yeah. They start off very easy the first 2 games, but then they got a rough 3 games. But yeah.
You see what I mean? Like, they don't have a hard schedule at all.
They just kind of have they always have 2 games of very winnable games. Like they can very easily beat Detroit and Philly. They can very easily beat Indy and Chicago. Then they can beat Jacksonville and Minnesota. No problem with the Bengals and the Falcons. And then they should be able to, and then Houston, and then they'll win at least 2 or 3 division games.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah,
that's the only reason why I think they win the division.
It could very well be like this huge bounce back for San Fran.
It's gonna be what are the offensive weapons outside of the quarterback position going to step up and do?
Because I know they have Brandon Ayuk, they have Deebo Samuel.
Yeah,
I think Deebo Samuel.
Mostert.
I think Samuel comes back to the way he was his rookie year.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ayuk takes a step back, just because. Samuel is that
fortunately,
important.
running has not been an issue in this, new San Francisco offense.
They have Mostert still, and they drafted that kid Sermon. It's not, and they have a bunch of other running backs.
Yeah, it's kind of like the next guy up type mentality.
I think the 49ers are the favorite to win the division in my eyes because of the lack of schedule. And
It's too bad their bye week is as early as it is, because if it was even 2 weeks later, right? Say they had a week 8 bye, I think they could use that as is Garoppolo going to start the rest of this year? And that, if they have to
can do that off of the first.
They can do it, but 5 is tough because again he's coming off an injury, and the first couple games aren't too difficult. So I think
he faces 3 very good
teams.
teams.
But what I'm saying is, but again, so.
But from his standpoint though, from Garoppolo's standpoint though, he faces 3 very good teams, but like win or loss, like that, like Seattle isn't anything to.
Defensively, Seattle's whatever,
Yeah,
and so is Arizona.
They each have 1 or 2 good
So
players.
is Green Bay, to be honest. Like, they have Jahair Alexander, and
Who, in my opinion, is very overrated. Zadarius Smith's the best part of that defense.
like, I might be wrong, but I think, like, because of the favor of the schedule, I think they're the favorites. So,
It's health is going to be a big part of it.
yeah. They can keep everybody healthy.
The last but not least, the Cardinals.
They're big. They need everybody to stay healthy.
This is another team that's either going to win 5 games or 11 games. It could be anywhere in that realm. Because again, they're a team that's prone to get hurt.
They could be all those teams.
They can, yes. But again, I mean, injuries are going to play a part.
Are they in Houston or are they in Arizona?
They're in Arizona.
Damn. Hopkins would have a big game there.
Why, 'cause he knows the turf better?
No, he just hates them.
I mean, he's still going to play.
I like the headband look.
Thanks.
Arizona's going to be a real weird because defensively
I think they're going to be a lot better than they were last year.
but Peterson is gone.
Yeah. But they still got Buda Baker, who's a top 3
Okay.
safety in the league. I think Isaiah Simmons is going to be what he was supposed to be because he started playing way better toward the end of the season. They drafted another linebacker. They got Jordan Hicks. They got Chandler Jones fully healthy. They're going to be better defensively, especially in the pass rush.
It's gonna hinge big on that. Their pass game. They invested a lot in it.
And the run game. The run game's going to be big iffy.
Christian Kirk is going to be the big difference maker. You can't just do it all with Hopkins.
No,
That's what they tried to do last year.
But you figure they have Hopkins. Is Fitzgerald coming back?
He said he has no intention right now.
Everything I've seen is just like he's just like I don't know.
I think he wants. I think he's torn because I think he wants to come back and he wants to come back to the Cardinals. He wants to be the lifer for the Cardinals.
Yeah.
But I think like the Cardinals basically told him like there's no spot here for you.
I think
When they signed AJ Green, they basically
forgot they had him.
They basically
That's what I mean. They brought in AJ
they put
Green.
they put the writing on the wall for Fitzgerald, and it's like Fitzgerald has to choose.
I think
If I want to keep playing, I got to play for a different team.
I think if they're in a playoff race by like week 9, he'll come back.
That would be stupid.
Like that's what I can.
That'd
see
be
happening.
stupid. I don't like him. Just
well, that's the thing though. But he's a free agent,
No, I know.
so like he can do whatever he wants. They probably won't sign him.
I don't even know if he would do that because we've seen the type of I don't think if he's like, oh wow, they're playing good, let me just jump in now.
Yeah.
I don't think he's that guy.
Yeah.
I don't think he's that guy. I think if he's not, I mean,
They also got J.J. Watt. Forgot about that.
oh yeah, but
He'll be good for 4 games.
but I mean, I got to look at it that Fitzgerald's not going to play this year.
I think he retires.
I mean, really, you think about it. The season kicks off in 2 days, 3 days.
Yeah.
If he's not on a roster, I mean, I guess unless barring Hopkins or someone goes down, he may be all right. I'll jump in and do what I can to help Arizona, but I don't think
Now he's going to go to the Patriots.
Missed the
Tampa.
boat.
Just
to Tampa.
Yeah, go to Tampa.
Oh, he signed with the Los Angeles Dodgers.
I'll get one of these rings. He's a fucking grand salami. But they're up 40, so it doesn't matter.
No, it's a sandwich at
He's a
Subway.
big Diamondbacks fan.
Well, he's been
Arizona.
there for his
No,
whole
I know.
career.
I know. I'm just saying. He's a
Does
big
he like the Coyotes?
I think the only team that could pull him out of the woodwork other than Arizona is Minnesota.
Yeah. He
All right.
likes purple.
So I got a question for you guys.
Well,
He looks like a Viking.
he was a ball boy for them.
I know.
Oh.
Yeah, he went to Pittsburgh, so there we go.
No.
Yeah, he's coming home.
He has come on record saying, there was one time that I didn't shower for 19 days, and my armpits still smell better than Pittsburgh.
All right. Now that we talk about your team,
Mhm.
who is your biggest underdog to make the playoffs?
From each conference?
Yeah.
I mean, can I say my homer pick?
No.
I mean, the Giants can be a dark horse team to do it.
All they have to do is win their division. They're not going to. They won't be a wild card team.
No,
but they can.
But
win
that's
the
what I mean.
division.
They can be a dark horse team to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I can see it.
Like Washington, I think we said it. It's their division to lose, but it's not like they're like, oh, they're going to win it. It's not Tampa or
Right. I guess for me, and we kind of talked about it, is Miami. It's a fringe team. It kind of expected to be maybe that 7th. They got kind of an uphill battle, but they can do it.
Wrong. Next.
Yeah, go ahead, Kyle.
Mine's Carolina.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be.
I think they're
Because you won't let go of Sam Darnold until he's retired.
No.
It's not that. I think with a healthy,
Because he's a white Josh Freeman.
if McCaffrey can stay healthy, I think the offense plays out of its mind, and I think their front seven's very, very.
Can I just ask a question? If Darnold sucks this year, can you just tell us that he sucks?
I'll admit it.
Like, can that?
But if he plays out of his mind, will you agree with me?
No, because he's already had 4 years of bad.
So you can't do that. If he plays out of his mind, and I say he went to the perfect system.
If he plays out of his mind, we don't have to admit he's good. But if he doesn't play good, you have to admit he's bad.
That makes no sense.
Yes, it does.
It does, because he's already been bad for 4 years.
If somebody goes into, if an NBA player or if a major league pitcher has 14 or 14,
So
that's
if-
ridiculous.
if
But
Zach-
if a major league pitcher has 5 years of being a bad starting pitcher with a 7 ERA and then has 1 year of a 2 ERA, he's a great pitcher.
He had a good year.
So that's what I'm saying. So if Sam Darnold goes out and plays out of his mind, I don't have to admit he's a good quarterback.
What if he did it for like 2 or 3 years in a row?
Well, we'll worry about that 3 years from now. Okay. Why don't you worry about him having 1 good year before you, because he hasn't had one yet. Why don't you worry about him having 1 good year?
Zach Wilson does.
No, I don't need to worry about Zach Wilson.
Anyway,
We're talking about Sam Darnold.
who's your pick?
For the dark horse team? Chargers.
Good pick.
All right. Division winners?
Which division?
AFC East.
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo.
Buffalo.
North?
Pittsburgh.
Cleveland.
One last ride. Pittsburgh.
You won't see Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
That's so funny.
I'll say it, Cincinnati. I'll go on record. South?
Tennessee.
Titans, yeah.
Yeah, Titans. And West.
Kansas
Chiefs.
City.
Kansas City, yeah.
All right. NFC East?
Washington.
Washington.
Dallas. I think they find a way to do it. I don't know why. I just do. Feel it in my bones.
You really think Cincinnati?
Huh?
You really think Cincinnati?
No, but you bet me, so I had to do it.
You
It's
can
on
change
record.
it.
Huh?
You can change it.
No, I can't.
No, you lost the bet. You got to give him your shirt.
Whoa,
Okay.
we're trading my shoes for a
Yeah,
shirt.
you'd be really
You guys
bummed.
backed out of
You'd be
that
really
trade.
bummed because
I
my
didn't
wild
back
card's
out.
already locked in, so I can't pick the Steelers to make playoffs at all now. NFC North? Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Yep.
South?
Tampa Bay.
Tampa
Tampa.
Bay.
Yeah.
West?
San Francisco.
Do we have a 4-sided coin?
I'm going Seattle here.
Fuck. Rams.
Wow.
San Fran.
Oh, I thought you were going to go Arizona.
Nah, well, fuck them. I hate them. It's one of my least favorite teams in the NFL.
Really?
I hate the Cardinals so much.
Why?
Because they're fucking terrible.
But you love the bird.
No.
I love
I wish I had a BB gun every day I saw a Cardinal. I would
Oh,
shoot it
come on.
right in the fucking
Just
skull.
think on a nice winter morning, you see that bright red bird and a
Yeah, and then I'd see bright red snow. All right, 3 wild card teams based off of your predictions.
Oh, man.
So who are your AFCs? All right, so Kyle, you picked the Bills, the Titans, the Steelers,
I'm gonna go,
and the Chiefs.
I'm going to go Cleveland, the Chargers, and the Patriots.
I'm going to change my AFC North pick to the Steelers. Just for my wild card purposes.
Ravens, Chargers, Steelers.
Ravens, Cleveland, Dolphins.
Ravens, Cleveland, Chargers.
I'm going to change mine to the, my Patriots pick to the Dolphins.
All right. NFC wild cards?
I gotta remember.
Carolina, Seattle, Arizona.
You think the Rams miss the playoffs?
I do.
Interesting.
You've been trying to bang Matt Stafford for
I love Matt
15
Stafford.
years.
Yeah, I know. This guy, he goes to the Rams, and it's like, nah, Sam Darnold has always been my guy.
I had the Sam Darnold joke cooking, too, and you got there.
I love Matt Stafford.
Not as much as you love Sam Darnold.
I like the team around Carolina better.
You've been talking about Sam Darnold since he came out, and he's just not good.
It's my fault.
I know it's not your fault.
But it is.
Maybe it is.
Because you keep saying people are good, and it ruins their careers.
Patrick Mahomes is so good.
There's gotta
Better.
be-
I like that. Can you do that? Can we go the Aaron Rodgers route?
I have him, so he sucks.
There's got to be.
You know what,
quarterbacks
Kyle?
All right. Aaron Rodgers is very, very good.
It's too late. It only works with rookies. Like guys coming in.
Yeah.
I think Justin Fields can suck.
It doesn't work when you reverse psychology. Who are your 3 wild cards, Mark?
NFC. All right.
No specific order, though.
No.
I just
No. Bears.
Atlanta.
No, not Atlanta. Bears.
Saints.
Seahawks.
Saints good.
Arizona.
Okay, Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. No.
You're such an idiot.
Sorry, Kyle.
Dumb animal, bad food, terrible show. It's
Okay.
actually a cool animal.
It's also good food.
I don't like beets.
Not a good show, though.
Beats are good.
Rams, 49ers, and I'm gonna jump on the Bears train.
Rams, Seahawks, Redskins.
Oh, come on. I said your team.
Yeah?
And it's the football team.
Nobody picked the Saints.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not a believer.
I think 2 NFC East teams make the playoffs.
Did we talk about the Saints?
We didn't need to.
We sort of did. We talked about the, Taysom Hill.
Jameis
Saga.
Winston has eye surgery a couple years ago. He's good.
Yeah.
Eat a dub!
So there's the kind of our season preview kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
I thought Mariota was
Some
good.
Can't
opinions
wait
and
to
whatnot.
fill out that thing tomorrow at work and be nowhere near what I said tonight. Just be way off.
What I'm thinking about doing is I'm thinking about filling that out opposite of my pick'ems.
One
way-
will be right.
Huh?
One of them will be right.
Nah, I'll finish 500 in both. Yeah. Kendall, you're our reigning pick'ems champ.
Yes. It's a tough road.
That's a real bummer.
Because
Because when you win a league, you can't be in it again next year.
Oh, man. So that means I got to be out for the next 2 years?
What?
I won pickups twice in a row.
No, you didn't.
I did?
Last year is the first year it counted.
Oh, I didn't know it counted.
I don't
then.
think you won it twice in a row.
I did. I got my Yahoo trophy to show me. I look at it because that's the only thing I have is I don't have many
You've
trophies.
been doing this for like 6 years, and you only have 2 trophies?
No, it's not true. So I won baseball. I won hockey. I won that 2013 fantasy football for no money, no prizes, no anything.
So you
No
do
one
know
even
that-
remembers that.
Yeah, and you want to know what? It wasn't impressive because you didn't go undefeated because you got blown out by Zach Stacy.
You know,
Not blown out.
You
I had-
lost by a lot of points.
Not a lot of points.
you win
within
the ones
20.
that don't matter.
No, it wasn't within 20.
It was within 20. I remember.
It wasn't.
It was. I have the Yahoo
You made up
dashboard.
The
Then
to
points
tell
pull up
me-
the game. Show me.
I can't. We had this conversation on the air. Like I don't know.
You lost by more than
100
20.
and
You got
14
blown out
episodes
because
ago.
Zach Stacy put up like 56
Not
points.
blown out. Not
You got blown out by
I
more
did-
than 20.
It was not 20. It was
It
not
was
20.
more
I
than
was
20.
close in all those games. Anywho,
He lost
Yeah.
by a lot, Mark.
I know.
no.
Kyle, who do you believe in this situation, me or Kendall?
Definitely not Kendall.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mark?
Wow, unbelievable.
Not Kendall.
Donald?
Plead the fifth.
Yeah.
You know what that means? That means that she wanted to say not Kendall, but she knew it'd get her in trouble.
That
That's what
means-
No,
pleading the
not
fifth
good.
means.
Not
That
good
means you
trouble.
picked Eddie Lacy.
Well, yeah, because if she was siding with you, she would have said it because you're not her boss, but like you're like you know the guy. Pleading the fifth is so you don't incriminate yourself. She wanted to say "fuck you, Kendall," but she didn't want to
And
get in
listen,
trouble for it.
if anyone who's listened to the show for even 5 seconds know that that's welcomed on the air.
That you got blown up by over 20 points.
Nope.
Mark, social media.
Listen, find us on Facebook at Getting Sports with Drunk. Twitter, GSWD_4.
Make sure to use the hashtag GSWD for all your daily uses. Whether it's, incorrectly remembering your fantasy life like Kendall,
Nope, not true.
Or, being terrible at fantasy like Kendall.
Nope, I
Like,
have odd trophies.
subscribe, review on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify.
We wish you luck in your upcoming NFL team's opening weekend, unless you are a Cowboys, Eagles, Packers, or Ravens fan.
Thank you, because I was going to say that exact thing.
Goodbye to you if that's the case. Go back to your New Zealand home. Also, this Sunday, the first NFL football games don't matter because our friends at Blackhawk are having a disc golf day with new beer, tournament, prizes. Our own Mike Mock might be there.
I'm hoping.
Kendall won't be there because he's a slave to football.
No, we talked about it. I'd like to go. If the disc golf beer is so good.
You won't miss the Steelers game for it. They play at 1.
Do they play at 1?
Yeah.
They do play at 1. Well, it looks like I'm going to
Kyle can,
Buffalo.
just so you guys know, Kyle has the ability to put the games on his phone, so you and Kyle can go and you guys can see the game on your phone. The three of you could go together, and Kyle can watch the game on his phone.
I got a game at 1.
No, you don't. You don't know what time it is yet.
1 a.m. 1 p.m.
No, you don't.
1 a.m.
Yeah. You see, you already fucked that
We're going
up.
to play under the fireworks.
Kendall, you have 30 seconds to rapid fire the PPRN lineup.
Okay, the Peter Pinot Show, Wednesdays at 7:30. Choreorama, live, Sundays at 2 p.m. Friday Night Delight, Friday nights at 5 p.m. Getting Sports with the Drunk, Monday nights at 8-ish. New show to the network, The Gray Area. It's now Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Checked it out. Cool show. Jazz, all cool stuff. Aaron Kinnear does a great job. Hell effing yeah. Monday through Fridays, 3 p.m. It's The Boo Show. Thursdays at 8 p.m. It's now at 7. My bad. There's a marker here. Metalocracy, new to the network. Thursdays at noon. Live concert series, Saturdays at noon. Every Friday at 8 p.m., the stand-up show. Tune in for that. And every other Saturday, the Saturday mixtape on the PPRN radio network. Stay tuned.
Half second too late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's all these new shows that keep getting added to PPRN.
Souls, how's your hazy?
Hazy was fantastic.
Out of 10?
9.5.
Nice. How was your, whatever the hell else you had?
Requiem?
Requiem.
It actually wasn't that
Request?
bad. I would drink it again. It was not the greatest beer, but I would definitely drink it again.
Do you want it next week?
Thank you for your,
I don't want your shitty beer.
Thank you for your insight on Recluse. Mock, how was your bush corn?
The Bush Corn, I like it a lot. It's a cool can. That's about it for both. I mean,
How was your Puerto Rican beer?
the Madala, I believe, is the way to pronounce it. It's a
Madala.
Puerto Rican Bush.
Kendall, how was your crappy yacht beer?
From Big Tree Brewing in Williston, Vermont. Yacht Rock. A hazy
10
single,
ounces?
Did you get robbed?
A hazy single hop Mosaic IPA was very good. 6%. Very drinkable, very crushable. Not a palate burnout. I would get it again. I wish, they were in the fridge for so long, and then I think the transportation over, they kind of lost a little of their edge, and this fridge here is not excellent. But I would recommend it. I would give it 4.1 out of 5 stars.
Nerd.
Would get again. There's one left. If anyone wants it, they can have it.
No, I'm good.
Good. I don't want you to have it. I want it.
I had the Bush Apple, super crushable fall beer, left over there. And then I had the Thomas Hooker To the Moon IPA from Bloomfield, Connecticut. Oh, it's pretty good. It's just kind of like a standard craft IPA. Wouldn't say it was anything to write home about, but it wasn't anything to scoff at. I'll give it a 2.96 out of 3. 5. It was out of 5. Yes, you know where to find us. Mock Sheen told you. You know what to listen to. Red Baron told you. You know who to root for this year. Soul told you.
Yes.
Football is coming up.
Yes.
We're not going to talk about it again until February.
You know what? I am looking forward to, though, next week's show. The Rundown.
Yeah, and guess who's not going to be here for it? Me.
Ooh, Soul's
Souls,
ready.
you got to do all the games.
That's fine. I can do it.
You should practice this weekend.
He's got a game at 1, though.
Oh, 1 a.m.
AM,
though.
though.
Right, yeah. So after the game,
1 p.m. and for suspicion.
just turn on, just type in
Don't
Sam
name
Spence.
drop minors.
hey, this young kid you guys don't know,
Yeah, Jesus.
we're gonna hang out.
Yeah,
after.
Good luck to your NFL team, unless you're one of those teams we mentioned before. Otherwise, go fuck yourself. And until next week, I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler.
I'm Mark.
No. Watchable.
Nah.
I'm the Mad Chris Massey.
And the Red of a Red Baron.
Go Giants, Bears, and Steelers.
Yeah.